Throughout off-season workouts and into training camp, the Bears' focus has been on competition. The battles in Bourbonnais are setting the stage for the season ahead. Tonight, new coach John Fox and the Bears face their first test, hosting the Miami Dolphins. This is Bears preseason football on the Chicago Bears Network. The Chicago Bears Network presents Bears Preseason Football, brought to you by North Shore University Health System. We're at Soldier Field in Chicago as the Bears are ready for their first preseason game, taking on the AFC's Miami Dolphins. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Chicago Bears preseason football. I'm Sam Rosen, along with former Bears star quarterback Jim Miller. Lou Canellis down on the field. This is the start of a new era for the Chicago Bears. A new general manager in Ryan Pace. Brought in a veteran head coach in John Fox, who's been to 2 Super Bowls, and everyone is wondering, what will the Bears look like?
And I got to tell you, Sam, I think the Chicago Bears and their coaching staff want to find out. They're running a new style defense here in Chicago, a 3-4. Where are the pieces to the puzzle going to fit to return the monsters of the Midway on defense and on offense? They want a conservative style of game, run the football. It's no longer lip service and can't have the turnovers they had a season ago.
And it all starts with a quarterback. Jay Cutler is the clear #1 quarterback, and he has to find a new relationship with his coaches, especially his head coach, John Fox.
John Fox has coached all style of quarterbacks in the NFL. A guy like Jake Delhomme to Tim Tebow to 5-time NFL MVP Peyton Manning. He's got a winning formula, and he's been able to tap into every quarterback's potential. Again, he wants a conservative style of quarterback in Jay Cutler and decrease the turnovers, because Jay Cutler led the NFL in that statistic a year ago.
In the first preseason game, a lot of players to look at. The coaches want to know what they have in these young players. And of course, we have players to watch. Let's take a look at our University of Phoenix players to watch tonight. On the defensive side, second-year defensive lineman Ego Ferguson. And on the offensive side, a very important free agent signing, wide receiver Eddie Royal.
Really excited for Ego Ferguson. He was drafted to be a 1 technique in a 4-3 style of defense. He'll move out to the 5 technique as a defensive end in a 3-4. Appeared in all 16 games, had 2 sacks in 2014. Now you look at Eddie Royal. He is a veteran quarterback who provides versatility. He can play the slot, he can play outside, and guess what, Sam? His best year in the NFL was with Jay Cutler as a rookie out in Denver.
All right, we are getting set for the Bears and the Miami Dolphins. When we come back, Lou Canellis joins us on the sideline. The Bears and the Dolphins at Soldier Field coming up next. Warm summer night here in Chicago, 84 degrees. Not too much humidity. Standing by to enjoy the evening on the sideline, sweet Lou Canellis. Lou.
Sam, players excited about this Bears preseason opener. Coaches are as well. John Fox, 14 years in the NFL. He understands. He has an appreciation for the history of this franchise. I stood right here 3.5 hours before this game tonight with offensive coordinator Adam Gase. He's super excited. He grew up a Bears fan. John Fox told his players, I won't pick this team. You guys will, based on your performance. Sam?
Thanks, Lou. And we'll see those performances in a moment. The kickoffs in tonight's game are brought to you by North Shore University Health System. The Dolphins won the toss, the coin toss, and have elected to receive. Robbie Gould teeing it up. And the first of 4 preseason games. And we're underway. Good deep kick to the back of the end zone. Michael James on the return for Miami. Bumps into his own man, gets knocked down at the 15-yard line. A 24-yard return. Cornelius Washington on the stop. There's Ryan Tannehill leading the Dolphins onto the field. The Bears line up in the 3-4 defense that Jim talked about. Jeremiah Ratliff, the veteran, is in the middle to anchor at nose tackle. The linebackers, Shea McClellan, will call the defensive signals at inside linebacker. The secondary, Antrell Roll, big free agent signing at safety. Tannehill out of the shotgun. And the first carry is by Lamar Miller, and he stopped right away.
And that's a good first sign. That's what the Bears need. They need to stop the run. They've been better. They haven't been good the last couple of seasons, I should say, Sam. One at stopping the run and being points allowed. They've really been gashed on first and second down. Right there, Jarvis Jenkins comes over from Washington, makes the first big play in the backfield.
Free agent signing from the Redskins. Good play by Jarvis Jenkins. Tannehill on second down. The pass complete to his tight end, Deion Sims, up to the 24-yard line, a gain of 7 on the play. Kyle Fuller coverage on the play, last year's first-round draft pick.
You listen to defensive coordinator Vic Fangio. He said his instincts are best. Look at Shea McCollum break on the ball. It's just a little wide option route to Deion Sims, tight end of Miami. He was almost there, Sam. This is the best Shea McCollum has looked as a first-round draft pick for Chicago. He's looked natural at the inside backer position.
Here's 3rd and 2 for the Dolphins. Tannehill gets time. Nobody open. He takes off, and he is down at the 27, but he's got a first down.
Well, it's not just Tannehill. One, it's the pocket collapsing, but I'll tell you why. Here's why, Sam. Look at Jared Allen out here. He's covering the running back down the field. That's over a decade defensive lineman standing up and playing linebacker. That's what did. There was the coverage down the field looking for the wheel route. Jared Allen made the play. He covered in a 3-4 defense.
He's working outside now as a linebacker. First down, Dolphins. Tannehill off the play fake, and it's complete up to the 45-yard line to Greg Jennings, a veteran wide receiver, the former Green Bay Packer, a pickup of 19 on the play.
Here it is right here. He gets a good pocket there. Jay Ratliff had good push. It's just a zone coverage. In cut right there. Good timing for Ryan Tannehill. This young quarterback does impress me, Sam. We'll get into Ryan Tannehill, who had a great year last year, but that's good timing and rhythm, really dissecting the zone defense by the Bears.
Demontre Hurst, number 30 in as a 5th defensive back. Christian Jones goes off. On first down, it's Lamar Martin finding a big opening. And now it's a race trail down the sideline, and he's taken out of bounds at the Bears' 27-yard line by Demontre Hurst and Brock Vereen. A 27-yard run.
Well, here at the defensive, well, there it is. He gets washed down right there when you look at the Bears. The end man on the line of scrimmage plus the safety fit. The safety fit up in the inside by Antrell Roll needs to be better.
Here's Miller again, cutting it back. Flag on the play. Couple of flags as Miller's brought down inside the 20-yard line after a gain of 8. It's a holding.
Offense, number 74. 10-yard penalty, replay. First down.
John Perry is our referee. Jason Fox starting at tackle for the Dolphins for the injured Brandon Albert is called for the hold.
Yeah, but let's go back to the last play. Pernell McPhee is the big signing from the Baltimore Ravens. He's been in a 3-4 defense before. He provides versatility up and down the field. Right there on that particular play, he can't give up edge contain. And again, the different look of rotating the safety down, Antrell Roll, it tells you these Bears have some work to do in terms of shoring up the 3-4 looks Vic Fangio wants to present.
McPhee, number 92. Damian Williams, number 34 on the backfield. Tannehill throws outside and completes it. Breaking the tackle out of bounds is Jarvis Landry, the second-year wide receiver out of LSU. A gain of 9 on the play.
It's just really out of shotgun. It's a bootleg naked is really what this play is. You fake the inside, and there Brock Vereen, he's got to get low. He's got to tackle and wrap. He's a second-year safety from Minnesota, has high athleticism, got 5 starts a year ago. He's got to make that play, make that tackle on the running back.
Once again, 5 defensive backs in for the Bears on 2nd and 10. Lamar Miller back in the backfield for Miami, takes the handoff. Miller brought down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Shea McClellan with a tackle. Shea McClellan, you see the green dot on the back of the helmet. He gets the signals for the sideline. He sets the defense.
He's calling plays. He's grown so much as a player. Really, when John Fox arrived here, they said, we're going to play with Shea McClellan. Is he an outside backer? Because that's what people projected him from Boise State. It turns out the best fit was an inside, weak side linebacker. He's been tremendous this camp for the Bears, Sam.
Here's 3rd and 7 for the Dolphins. Tannehill. And he completes it inside the 15 and down to the 13-yard line. A gain of 11 and a first down for Miami.
Looks like a press man coverage by Kyle Fuller, last year's first-round pick, getting up in his face. Like to get a hand on early. Man, it's just a nice route by Miami. If you're gonna, you got to stay on him like a glove if you're gonna run a man coverage on the backside.
Damian Williams on the first down carry. It's down close to the 10-yard line. 10th play of the drive coming up for the Dolphins. There is Christian Jones. He too getting the start on inside linebacker.
For an undrafted free agent, he got a lot of starts last year, finished third on the team in tackles in terms of his 6 starts. Also did the special teams, finished for the Bears third in that area. Very physical, very versatile outside, but he will start at inside strong backer in this 3-4.
On 2nd and 7, Tannehill throwing underneath to the tight end Sims, and he's brought down at the 2-yard line. A gain of 8 on the play. Christian Jones in on the stop. Jay Cutler along the sideline.
Getting ready. Hey, he's got to be a little nervous. This is a new offense for him. I'm not going to lie, Sam. You get the preseason jitters. You know, it's the first game of the year, a whole new offense. He wants to show well here for the Bears tonight.
The handoff to Williams to the goal line. There's a flag on the play as he's pushed back short of the goal line. And again, a holding call against the Dolphins. Will set
Holding,
them back.
offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
That's on Billy Turner, the first-year right guard out of North Dakota State. Joe Philbin, the head coach of the Dolphins.
Well, you look at this play right here. Look at the film by Christian Jones. Watch again. He sheds the block. Bam. Nice play by Christian Jones there. I'm not watching the penalty there because you look at Miami, that was their issues a year ago and why they slid to 8-8.
The ball back to the 12-yard line. 1st and goal for the Dolphins. 5 defensive back in for the Bears, and that ball almost intercepted by Jared Allen. Tannehill was trying to find a way to get it by Jared Allen, but he couldn't.
They're trying to find the passing lane. It's really just a slip screen is what this is. Slip screen left, but it's the wingspan. They're leaving Jared Allen unblocked. They're trying to trick the outside linebacker now. I'm tricked by because now he's playing outside backer. Well played. That's a savvy veteran guy, knowing the personnel groupings of the Miami Dolphins and what they like to do down in the red zone.
There's 2nd and goal from the 12. The draw play to Damian Williams inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play. Bring up a 3rd and goal. Shea McClellan, important year for him. His 4th year in the NFL. And a contract year. His contract is up as he looks to find the right spot. You mentioned it looks like under Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator, that inside linebacker is that spot.
It's really the instincts. Nobody has ever questioned his athleticism, Sam. He's big, he's strong, he's physical, and he can run. It's really the instincts. It seems like Vic Fangio has been tapping in to that gray matter, so he understands the game a little bit better and what to expect.
Dolphins trying to set the offense. Crowd gets loud. Rush is on. Tannehill throws deep in the end zone. Incomplete.
Offside, defense, number 92, 5-yard penalty, replay, 3rd down.
That's Pernell McPhee giving the Dolphins another chance on the offside call.
Well, get paid a lot of money. He's coming over to be somewhat of a savior to get this defense cranked up. Jumped the snap. Looked like the right tackle did twitch a little bit what Pernell McPhee was going off at. The Bears were bringing the blitz behind it with Shea McClellan. Just a little too anxious when you look at Pernell. He wants to show well as a new Chicago Bear.
They set the ball at the 4-yard line. 3rd and goal for the Dolphins. Bears with 5 defensive backs in. Damian Williams on the carry. And he stopped short of the goal line. Down at the 2-yard line. So a couple of holding penalties slowed down the Dolphins. And the Bears not hurt by their offside penalty.
Ego Ferguson is a man we need to talk about because we've talked about him being his 2nd year in this offense. or this defense, excuse me, for the Bears. As a 1 technique, he's designed to stop the run. As a 5 technique, he's a strong side run stopper. He held up well there to the tight end side.
How about this on 4th and goal? Dolphins going for it from the 2. Tannehill to the end zone. And a touchdown to Jarvis Landry. So a long opening drive for the Dolphins is capped off on a 4th down, 2-yard touchdown pass.
Man coverage, he sends the man out in motion. When you look at Landry and Brock Vereen's in straight man-to-man, he almost gets picked by the inside slant route and has to come over top. That's why he's late, breaking on the ball just prior to that goal, or getting up to the pylon. Good accurate throw by Ryan Tannehill.
Now here's the new rule this year, the extra point try. The ball is spotted at the 15-yard line, and it becomes a 33-yard extra point attempt. Caleb Sturgis is the kicker for the Dolphins. And the defense can return. Should they block, they can return the ball. And if they take it to the end zone, the defense would score 2 points.
There's 1 or 2 thinkings right now, Sam, in the NFL. A lot of scenarios, and when we come back from the break, we'll get into all the crazy things that could happen with the extra point.
We'll get into Jay Cutler as well.
Bears preseason football is brought to you by North Shore University Health System and sponsored by Miller Lite, your local Ford stores, Xfinity, and United Airlines.
Back at Soldier Field in Chicago, the Bears trailing 7-0. And Caleb Sturgis to kick off. A.J. Cruz, who was signed out of the Arena Football League. He started at Brown University as a defensive back. Is the return man from 8 yards deep. Cruz across the 15, hit at the 19-yard line and falls forward close to the 20. A 27-yard return. The Bears go on offense for the first time in preseason, led by quarterback Jay Cutler. Miss a moment of Bears football on NFL Mobile, exclusively from Verizon, the official wireless provider of the Chicago Bears. Airtime, message, and data rates may apply. Bears trailing 7-0. Jay Cutler, his 7th season with the Chicago Bears, and an important year for him. He had a strange year last year. Career high 28 touchdown passes, but also tied for the league worst with 18 interceptions. Out of the shotgun with 3 wide receivers. And jumping across was Ndamukong Suh, who the Bears know very well.
Offense, number 67, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jordan Mills drawing him across. There was the huge free agent signing of the offseason. And Ndamukong Suh, formerly with the Detroit Lions. The Bears know him well.
Let's put it this way, Sam. I mean, they're making a push when you look at the Dolphins. They need to close the gap, and there's a lot of pressure to win in South Florida. They pay him the highest paid defensive contract in the league.
Jacquizz Rodgers starting at running back, 3 wide receivers. And it's Rodgers on the carry for a couple of yards. Up to the 17-yard line. Let's check out the Bears on offense. The offensive line expected to be solid this year with Will Montgomery, the new starting center, and Kyle Long, a Pro Bowler 2 years in a row. At wide receiver, Eddie Royal will start. Alshon Jeffrey not starting tonight. Cutler gets time, completes to Eddie Royal. They have been clicking in training camp, and Royal has been outstanding catching the football in camp.
And good rhythm and timing by Jay Cutler in terms of the throw, drops backs right away, diagnoses the coverage, and Royal is a savvy veteran NFL receiver on the quick out. No huddle here.
On 3rd down, Cutler steps up, and the pass tipped away. Intended for Jacquizz Rodgers, the running back, and it's broken up by Rashad Jones.
Yeah, it looked like the Bears felt like they caught the Miami Dolphins in their regular defense, so they went no huddle to call play. It's a good spot, throwing it away from the defender. It just looked like you know, like what most offense, when you're learning a new offense, right now it's been a little hairy. You have the offsides, and guys aren't on the same page. So I think this offense will catch fire as the season goes along, but it's going to take some time, what Adam Gase is trying to do. He's married 3 different offenses together that these guys need to learn how to execute.
Patrick O'Donnell punts it away to LaMichael James at the 18. And the Bears have it covered well. A return up to the 25. Sonoris Perry down the field on the coverage. 60-yard punt, 8-yard return. Bears defense will go out to the field.
North Shore isn't just here for you now, we're helping you be ready for what's next. North Shore University Health System. Healthcare for what's next.
The Chicago Bears Network presents Inside the Bears, a weekly magazine show on Fox 32 Chicago and My 50 Chicago, hosted by Anthony Adams and Lauren Screeden. Inside the Bears is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Damian Williams on first down, taking it around the left side, getting up across the 30-yard line. And we talked about Ego Ferguson, the second-year defensive lineman, moving to the outside.
Yeah, really what a 5 technique means. He's moving out over the tackle. So really pretty much you're on the inside shade of the tackle when you play in a 5 technique. At times they'll have to take on tight ends. At times they'll have to take on fullbacks that try to cut him. But basically for him, he's moving more outside. For a big, stout guy, he's actually shed a little weight to move a little better.
Matt Moore in at quarterback for the Dolphins, and Damian Williams with a catch out of the backfield, taken out of bounds at the 42-yard line, a gain of 10 on the play. Dolphins moving the ball well. Adrian Amos is in at safety, rookie 5th-round draft pick. So the Bears getting to look at some of the young players. Also in the game is Eddie Goldman, the 2nd-round pick at nose tackle.
He is stout. I thought that was going to be Ego Ferguson's position, as I mentioned, because he was so stout, but they draft the big, beefy Eddie Goldman, as you mentioned, well over 330 pounds. He's perfect for a 0 technique over the center.
Here's Williams trying to turn the corner, ridden out of bounds by Christian Jones. Up around the 45-yard line.
And here you mentioned Amos, the young Penn Stater who the Bears drafted at the safety position. He played a little corner at Penn State. He's really got a lot of good ball hawking skills. We know that's been a sore spot in terms of that position for the Bears, why they went out and acquired Antrell Roll. Ryan Mundy was acquired a year ago, and now you've got 2 young draft picks. When you look at Brock Vereen out of Minnesota Gophers, and then here this year when you look at Adrian Amos out of Penn State.
On 2nd and 9, the play fake by Moore. He completes across midfield. Very close to a first down. They've got enough for the first down. Sherrick McManus with a stop, a 10-yard pickup on the play. The Bears have changed their entire secondary. There's Ryan Mundy, the 7th-year veteran. Terrence Mitchell is at one corner, number 20. Alan Ball, number 24 at the other corner. Ryan Mundy and Adrian Amos are the safeties. There's Williams straight ahead. Down to the 43-yard line. Ego Ferguson in on the stop.
A lot of single high safety, but there's how you lock out right there. See, strong against the run, sheds the tackle, and just fall off. That's really his strength at LSU. And think about this, Sam. He came out a year early when you look at Ego Ferguson. If he would have waited till potentially this year, he could have been a 1st-round draft pick. Really learning a new position in year 2. Pretty impressive by young Ego Ferguson.
He's replaced by Brandon Dunn, number 98, at defensive end. Moore with time, and the ball is dropped. Matt Hazel, the intended receiver. Miami without their 1st-round draft pick, Devontae Parker.
Got a good pocket in this Matt Moore, but I'll tell you what, Amos was right there to light up that receiver if the catch. Matt Moore did not throw an accurate football, but Amos in position. Getting a lot of single high safety. With Vic Fangio, it's about the safeties. A lot of disguising is what they do. You see him come up, drop back. We'll get into all the Pro Bowlers that Vic Fangio has made over his NFL career as a DC.
On 3rd and 7, the pass knocked down. Good play by Sherrick McManus. On the coverage, number 27.
Good break on the ball. It's a backside. He looked in press man the whole time. Nope, he was off coverage. Just gets a good break on the ball on Hazel right there when you look at McManus. Good timing. He's reading the quarterback. Wasn't even looking at the receiver. Good recognition in his own coverage.
Brandon Fields into punt as the Bears defense comes up with a stop. Mark Mariani is inside his own 10-yard line to receive. Something the Bears are hoping to improve is the punt return this year. Mariani lets it drop, takes a favorable bounce, and is down at the 9-yard line. Bears' second offensive series. As the defense does a good job on the second series, McManus helps to break things up. Bears on offense when we come back. Bears All Access radio show brought to you by Sports Authority normally airs on Thursdays throughout the season. Because of our game tonight, it'll air this Sunday at 6 p.m. on WSCR 670 The Score. Good show. I listened last Thursday night. Jay Cutler was on for a couple of hours. It was great radio.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's talking a lot. He's trying to fit in with this new style of offense. I mentioned it's a marriage of 3 different offenses. We'll get into that after this play.
2 tight ends in. Martellus Bennett and Dante Rosario. The handoff to Jacquizz Rogers. He stopped short of the line of scrimmage. A loss of 2. Jacquizz Rogers, veteran back. Saw a lot of time as a third down back with the Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah, 4 years in Atlanta and just kind of, lost his way a little bit. They signed Steven Jackson and they start drafting a couple other running backs. Good third down back, has a low center of gravity when you look at Rogers, and comes up big in terms of the reception game.
Looks like an offside on the Miami Dolphins. A little discussion.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense. Number 93. 5-yard penalty. Second down.
What a matchup. Ndamukong Suh and Kyle Long.
I'll tell you what, and both of them are strong football players. Kyle Long, obviously a couple of Pro Bowls in a row. And I'm telling you, Sam, this Ndamukong Suh, he does not take off snaps. He plays almost every single rep in every game. One of the highest rated defensive tackles in terms of snaps taken.
In training camp as well. Here's Rogers again. And he stopped short of the 15-yard line. We'll mark it at the 13. No gain on the play.
Rogers, you look at him last year, 58 attempts, 217 yards, 29 receptions. I think that's where he could add a little bit here to the Chicago Bears. He's a veteran. If it looks like John Fox wants to go in that direction, but Matt Forte has traditionally carried the load. Nice to have a quality player that stepped in and produced when he's had to, when he was formerly with the Atlanta Falcons.
On 3rd and 6, 3 wide receivers in. Butler gets time. Now he's dropped. Flag on the play. Cameron Wake, one of the tough defensive ends for the Dolphins, with a sack. We'll check out the flag. Looks to be against the Bears.
And that was the thinking of acquiring Suh. You can't hold the ball forever, and how he's going to free up your outside backers.
There's 2 fouls on the play. Both are holding. Offense number 74. Defense number 28. Penalties will offset. Will replay. Third down.
Bushrod. Yeah, Bushrod's just trying to save his quarterback there. Just basically tackles him, and you see Wake. You see Mills having a problem with Wake. Wake is a special, but as I mentioned, when you get 2 beefy defensive tackles on the inside, it's going to lead to one-on-ones on the outside. You cannot hold the football all day as a quarterback. Led to the sack there, and the penalties offset.
Once again, 3rd and 6. 3 wide receivers. They split the tight end. Cutler throws. Martellus Bennett. There's a flag on the play. Pickup is good enough for a first down. Looks like a holding against the Dolphins. So it'll be a first down for the Bears. A pickup of 17 on the play, and Martellus Bennett.
Holding. Defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play. First down.
He's working on a corner right there. He's too big, he's too strong, and he's too physical. He ran the return route to the inside. It was just too much when you look at Martellus Bennett. 90 receptions a year ago. Phenomenal with what he's done as a tight end for Chicago.
He is a key man in the offense. On first down, nice run. Up by Jacquizz Rodgers up to the 45-yard line. A pickup of 16.
Well, he's a little bowler boy. He's 5'6", 200 pounds when you look at Rodgers, and it's hard to see him if you're a linebacker, and he's coming back behind that big offensive line of the Chicago Bears. Nice cutback lane for Jacquizz to hit for the big first down.
And that's what Adam Gase wants to do, is get those big runs on first down. Here's Rodgers again, those quick openers. Pickup of 5 on the play, just short of the midfield stripe. The starters on offense expected to go 12 to 15 snaps.
Well, that was unique right there. I haven't seen this from the Bears with Jay Cutler, and we'll get into movement plays. That was actually a shotgun option play. He elected spread option. He elected to hand off to Jacquizz right there. He gets a good 5 yards on first down.
2nd and 5. Rodgers again, cutting it back, first down. Nice running by Rodgers. Nice blocking up front by the offensive line.
Another inside zone run from shotgun. Look for the bootleg off of that as well.
Miami Dolphins have a 7-0 lead after their opening drive. We've come to the end of the first quarter.
As the official bank of the Bears, PNC is committed to helping our team and our city achieve great things every day.
See what's happening in Chicago. Jeff, Dawn, meteorologist Bill Bellis, and of course, Lou Canellis on sports. Fox 32 News at 9. Sam Rosen, Jim Miller, Lou Canellis at Soldier Field. That's the new offensive coordinator, Adam Gase, who did an outstanding job with John Fox in Denver, and now here with the Bears.
Yeah, last 2 years as the offensive coordinator of Denver, and he's an intense guy, and he wants his offense run the way he wants it run. And I think Jay Cutler is really buying into what he's selling here in Chicago.
Throws a little screen pass to Jeremy Langford, the 4th-round draft pick out of Michigan State, who you know very well, Jim.
Yes, I do. He's a tremendous athlete at Michigan State. They tried him out at corner because they had a need, so you know he has football skills in terms of going to the football. Then they moved him receiver. You know he's got receiving skills. Hey, they draft Le'Veon Bell. He goes first round. They said, Jeremy, can you help us out at running back? Yeah, he had 40 touchdowns the past 2 years at Michigan State and East Lansing.
There's 2nd and 4. 8th play of this drive for the Bears. Cutler stepping up and checking off at the line. Langford on the carry. He's inside the 35, close to the first down marker.
It's good push right there by the offensive line, specifically the left side of the offensive line. A healthy Matt Slauson is going to be big, and then you see Bushrod as well.
Enough for the first down. You saw Matt Forte along the sideline, not playing tonight. He's fine. He's healthy. They just want to bring him along and protect him. A flag on the play. The short pass to Eddie Royal is caught. Sliding catch inside the 30-yard line. We'll check out the flag. As Jim mentioned right at the top, Eddie Royal had a good year with
illegal formation, offense. The tackle was covered. 5-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Yeah, not set in terms of who's on, who's off the line of scrimmage. Again, those are small things they'll have to clear up in a new offense.
Royal had a good year in Denver with Jay Cutler, but he's really developed in the years in San Diego.
No doubt. Well, with him and Phillip Rivers, just talking, and even Adam Gase said it was like I saw a completely new player when we watched him and signed him here in Chicago. He's polished. He's a true veteran when you look at Eddie Royal when he was just a pup out in Denver as a rookie with Jay as his quarterback.
Langford was split out. He comes back in the backfield. Now everybody out. Cutler throws deep, but overthrows Eddie Royal. A little miscommunication there. Royal cut to the sideline, and Cutler threw it deep.
This is what we talk about, not being on the same page. Eddie Royal feels man-to-man. See how he feels the corner in his hip pocket right here? That's why he bends it towards the sideline. Jay's thinking he's going to take a higher angle, and that's why he overthrows him. So those type of things are what you have to clear up. And it's going to take time. It's going to take reps for these players through the rest of camp and the rest of these preseason games to get it right in a new offense.
2nd and 15 at the Dolphins 38. 3 wide receivers in. Once again, everybody out. Cutler gets time. Deep down the sideline for Martellus Bennett. And just a little too far. Jelani Jenkins, starting linebacker, who's covering Bennett on the play. Break up a 3rd and long for the Bears.
And just off in terms of, and I think too, here you already see a couple of shots down the field by the Chicago Bears. In terms of explosive plays, they did a lot of good things last year, but explosive plays weren't one of them. 23rd in the NFL, needs to improve.
11th play of the drive. Bears talk about playing fast and get to the line of scrimmage quickly. And now Cutler checking off. Again, 3 wide receivers in the game. Throwing short to Eddie Royal. Down the 25-yard line, a couple of yards short of the first down.
It's just a shallow cross play. You want to catch and run with this. Driving into zone coverage, they're driving off everybody in terms of the defenders. Catch and run with the ball. They're close. They're going for it.
And they're going for it on a 4th and 2. And there's a penalty against the Bears.
Snap count. Timing.
Ball start. Offense, number 64. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
That's the center, Will Montgomery, who played for John Fox in Denver and joined the Bears as a free agent. But the Bears send on the field goal kicking unit. Robbie Gould, coming off an injury last season where he attempted only 12 field goals. This will be an attempt of 48 yards. Patrick Donnelly is the holder. Thomas Gafford is the long snapper. Gould gets it away, and he's got the great accuracy. The Bears are on the board. 48-yard field goal by Robbie Gould. After a good drive, gets stalled, and the Bears have cut into the Dolphins' lead. It's 7-3. Look at the Ford scoring drive. 11 plays, 61 yards, 5 minutes, 19 seconds. Jay Cutler is 4 for 7 in the game, 42 yards. And I want to correct something I said, because the longtime holder, Patrick Manley, no, you saw him the other day. That's Patrick O'Donnell, who's the punter and was the holder on the field goal by Robbie Gould of 48 yards. Good drive by the Bears.
I do. Still got to clean it up. We know. And I'll give an example of an offense to compare the Bears to.
Michael James watches the ball bounce through the end zone for a touchback on the kickoff by Robbie Gould. Jimmy Clausen's getting ready when the Bears get the ball again. He's the number 2 quarterback.
Preseason football is sponsored by PNC, Verizon, Chicago area and Northwest Indiana Lexus dealers, CDW and Lenovo, and Gatorade.
Back in Chicago, Adam Gase talking with Jay Cutler along the sideline. Jimmy Clausen leaning in. Clausen will come back in the game. Jay Cutler was 4 for 7. And here's Matt Moore on first down. Good hit right away by Terrence Mitchell. Free agent signing last year, once a 7th-round draft pick of the Dallas Cowboys.
And here it is right here. Good job sitting at home just reading the play. Terrence Mitchell knows it's a flat play right away, standing out there in zone coverage. That's somewhat of a kill shot by Matt Moore.
Moore being rushed, throws it low, and it's incomplete. Pressure from the inside by the nose tackle, the rookie Eddie Goldman.
He is big and mammoth, over 330 pounds. That's how these for prototypical nose tackles, that's how they're built if you want a 2-gap defense. At times they'll move Jeremiah Ratliff to the zero technique, and you can have a slanting and stunting 3-4 defense. It's about flexibility and versatility in Vic Fangio's 3-4 system.
Goldman comes out. Sherrick McManus, a 5th defensive back, comes in on 3rd and 10. They're showing blitz, drop back in coverage. Matt Moore steps up and runs for it. Slowed down and brought down short of the first down at the 28-yard line. Mason Foster, free agent signing from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, covers up Matt Moore. Foster's going to be an important man on this inside, the defense as an inside linebacker.
Yeah, I think he'll play the weak inside backer position. Well, what does that mean, Jim? You got two inside backers, one strong and one is weak inside. Foster's more the drop guy. He's a speedier linebacker, in my opinion, in terms of coverage.
I like when you ask yourself a question. What does that mean, Jim?
We're breaking down this 3-4 defense for Bears fans.
Good stuff. Mark Mariani backing up on the long punt, takes it at the 14. And a good return, but a flag on the play. Mariani brought down at the 43-yard line. A real good return, but we'll check out the flag all the way back at the 18-yard line. Could be a block in the back.
That's normally what the call is. And Jeff Rogers, new special team coach, again, he comes over with John Fox's staff.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Return team, number 30, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10, timeout on the field.
That's true. DeMontre Hurst on the penalty that negates a good return. Bears on offense when we come back.
Grab your piece of Bears history. See specially marked 12 packs while supplies last. Miller Lite, the original Pilsner and official beer of your Chicago Bears. It's Miller time.
Join Lou Canellis, Jeff Joniak, and Tom Thayer for Bears Game Day Live. Brought to you by Advocate Healthcare every Sunday morning at 10:30 a.m. during the season on Fox 32 Chicago. Jimmy Clausen in the quarterback, his second year with the Bears. Bears start from the 9-yard line on their third possession of the game. Jaquiz Rogers still in the game. Carries up to the 15-yard line. Across the 15 to the 16. Gain of 7.
Well, you look at Jimmy Clausen. He started out with John Fox in Carolina. Remember, they drafted him, and really it was about humility. Did not play well. John Fox says, hey, he liked him here in Chicago when he arrived as a head coach. He's a humble player who really had a good showing in Week 15 for the Bears against Minnesota in 2014.
Changes on the offensive line will pick up. Marquise Wilson on the reception across the 20 to the 22-yard line. A first down, a gain of 6. Marquise Wilson, if he stays healthy, has the potential to be a real good receiver in this offense.
It was unfortunate last year because he was going to be built into their third wide package. He breaks his clavicle, and then the Bears had a revolving door as a slot receiver, Santonio Holmes, and they were rolling through guys. Marquise Wilson has top-tier talent, and I think the Bears expect plenty in 2015.
2 tight ends in. Jeremy Langford is stopped in the backfield and dropped for a loss. Back at the 19-yard line, a loss of 3 on the play. The Dolphins have changed up on defense. Good competition in training camp at the backup running back position for the Bears. 3 wide receivers in. On 2nd and long. Langford tripped up and goes down just across the 15-yard line. Another loss of 3 on the play. Nice play by Terrence Bidet, the second-year defensive lineman out of Marist, a 7th-round draft pick for the Dolphins last year. Bears back to the 15-yard line. Have to get to the 33 for a first down. 3 wide receivers in. Clausen, screen pass to Langford. And is brought down across the 25 at the 26-yard line, a gain of 10. But the Bears will be forced to punt.
Good patience and letting his offensive lineman get down the field. 1,001, 1,002 is the counting. Got to get that block out there a little bit better when you look at Vladimir Dukas. He's an offensive lineman signed as a free agent from the New York Jets, so can be better executed, but 3rd and long, tough to pick up. Still hiccups as they continue to really get the timing and rhythm of a new offense under Adam Gase.
Pat O'Donnell in the punt. Second-year man out of University of Miami. Flags on the play. False start by the Bears.
False start. Offense, number 84. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
Well,
Blake Annan, one of the tight ends.
that's preseason. Think of how this drive started. I mean, the Bears got backed up, lost yardage there in terms of the coming out. They would have had much better field position. Now you're punting in terms of the field position battle. You get another penalty that creates. It's all part of football. Got to clean it up. It's early in the preseason.
There's O'Donnell with a good high kick that bounces around the 35-yard line. The Bears have it covered as it rolls to a stop at the 33, and there's a flag back at the 18-yard line. And it has to be checked out. John Perry picking it up. John Fox, who has done an outstanding job in his previous two spots.
Holding. Return team. Number 45. 10-yard penalty. 1st and 10. Timeout in the field.
First at Carolina and then at Denver. Now with the Bears. Catch the Bears Coaches Show, brought to you by McDonald's, Monday nights at 6:30 p.m. all season on WBBM News Radio 780 and 105.9 FM. We mentioned John Fox, one of just 6 coaches to take 2 teams to a Super Bowl. John Fox doing it in Carolina and Denver. Won 4 division titles with the Denver Broncos.
And this with the same formula, really good defense has been the base. Carolina was really don't turn over the ball, let's run it. Granted, he opened up with Peyton Manning in terms of throwing it because he trusted his quarterback not to turn it over. Still had a number 2 or 3 ranked defense last year in Denver.
Matt Moore handing it off on first down. We'll pick up changes on the defensive side, and Will Sutton, the second-year man out of Arizona State, trying to find a position. Number 93. You'd think with that small, squat body, he's such a wide body, he'd be a nose tackle. They've got him playing defensive end.
Yeah, because, well, he can be explosive, too. They've asked him to beef up and, under the last coach and then slim down under the last coach, and now I think he's trying to find his niche. What is he going to be? Is he going to be a penetrator in a 3-4? He's more similar to Jeremiah Ratliff than any other Bears defensive lineman.
Damian Williams with a catch and a first down up across the 40. Coming out of the backfield, Matt Moore with a pass. Terrence Mitchell shaken up on the play, number 20, who made the tackle on Damian Williams. And the Dolphins training staff checking him out.
Yeah, we're going to let him get his bearings right there. So he took the worst of that hit there.
And he'll go off to be checked out by the Bears medical team. Ooh, the helmet to helmet.
Helmet to helmet. This is what they're trying to stop this. And there's actually the crown of the helmet rule that was new and in place, where if a running back lowers his helmet and if a linebacker lowers their helmet like that, those things are they're trying to eliminate it from the game. But again, you should always go in, when you wrap up, a lot of teams now, you want to cross your face across the body of the defender. Well, just right there was helmet to helmet.
Get the feeling Terrence Mitchell is trying to convince them to stay in the game, but he will come out. The medical team and the training staff assist him to the sideline, and he'll be checked out, replaced by Al Lewis-Jean, number 29. Dolphins have a first down at their 41-yard line. Just under 7.5 minutes to go first half. There's Al Lewis-Jean out of Boston College, second-year man. And Terrence Mitchell to the Bears sideline. Dolphins with 9 first downs and 158 yards total offense. They're showing blitz. Picked up, Moore in trouble, gets rid of it, dropped by LaMichael James. With Mason Foster covering on the play, there's a flag on the play downfield.
Let's see if that's a legal contact.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 24, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Get the veteran in Alan Ball.
There is Terrence Mitchell. He's going to the locker room. He wants to show the medical staff that he's fine, but he has to get checked out. before he can come back in the game.
Well, again, there's a new rule. The NFL is putting another medical doctor in the booth, so that's protocol now in the National Football League as well.
Hand off to LaMichael James. He takes it up across midfield into Bears territory, a pickup of 5. LaMichael James out of Oregon in his 4th season. Ryan Mundy, number 21, in on the stop. Bears now bring in a 5th defensive back. Sherrick McManus in to the sideline, Jonathan Bostic. It's James again. Stopped at the 46-yard line. A couple of yards short of the first down. Mason Foster in on the stop. Mason Foster played very well at Tampa Bay, a 3rd-round draft pick in 2011, signed as a free agent. He's out of the University of Washington. And the man setting the defense, he's got the green dot helmet. There's 3rd and 2 for the Dolphins. 3 wide receivers in. Everybody out. Matt Moore, nobody open. Trying to run for the first down, and it looks like he's got it. Out of bounds at the 43.
Good pursuit by Will Sutton there. You'll see it here, but on the outside just couldn't. You know, it's easy for a quarterback to step up when you run right by him on the outside. You see Moore just tuck it and run, just couldn't get there in time when you look at Bostic. Will Sutton was trailing though. He's impressive. I know like I said, he was heavy at Arizona State, and now he's slimmed up to 305. He is moving much better, and that is a good sign for Bears fans.
Terry Williams, number 73, in at nose tackle. That's a good play by Brandon Dunn, number 98. The first-year man out of Louisville, who was an undrafted free agent last season.
Off the snap of the ball right here. Just sheds the block. That's easy in terms of the strength. That's Jeff Lickenbach. That's a veteran guard right there. So good move by Brandon Dunn, washing him by on the zone. You know, basically it's just an inside zone making the play.
Williams out, 5 defensive backs in on 2nd and 11. Pass is caught, and good coverage by Dede Lattimore, 2nd-year linebacker out of South Florida. Arthur Lynch on the catch for Miami. Dolphins took the opening kickoff. 14-play, 85-yard drive and scored a touchdown on a 4th and 2. Jay Cutler led the Bears to a field goal on a 12-play drive. This is the 8th play of this drive for the Dolphins. 3rd and 6. Moore throws, and it broke it up. Good play by Alan Ball. A veteran defensive back. There's a flag on the play in the Dolphins backfield.
See what the calls, but good rebound play by Alan Ball.
Legal use of hands, hands to the face, offense, number 61. Penalties declined. Result of the play, 4th down.
Called on Hawkins there, Donald Hawkins.
Bottom of the screen, number 61. Hawkins on the call. Good breakup on the play in coverage by Alan Ball. And A.J. Cruz is deep to receive the punt from Brandon Fields. Cruz was a top defensive back at Brown University. Unable to make it in the NFL and went to the Arena Football League, turned him into a wide receiver and getting a chance here with the Bears. They let the clock run down.
Delay game, offense, penalties decline, 4th down.
Okay. Joe Philbin in his 4th year as head coach of the Dolphins. They've been 8-8 the last 2 years. This is a big year for him as head coach.
There's a lot of pressure. Hey, when the owner comes out and says you need to make the playoffs, there's a lot of pressure. So 8-8, like you said, have fallen a little short. Only gets a 1-year extension, but pretty much everybody knows everything's on the line this year in Miami.
Cruz waving everybody away. The kick goes out of bounds around the 20-yard line. He's spotted at the 18, and the Bears offense on the field when we come back.
Luke and Ellis back at Soldier Field. Adam Gase, offensive coordinator, alongside Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler and the offense did a little bit more than expected in that first preseason game. Gase told me that he was going to have his offense attack. Sure enough, they did in the first quarter and a half. Don't forget, Gase worked with Peyton Manning the last 3 seasons. He's not too worried about some of the mistakes made today. He will continue with the process. It's something he learned under Nick Saban when Gase was a grad assistant at LSU under Saban. Saban told him offensively, stick with the process, don't veer off. The Bears may make some mistakes in the first half of this season offensively, but by the end of the year, Gase feels his offense should learn all they need to learn offensively.
Thanks, Lou. On first down, Jimmy Clausen throwing it away. Nobody open on the play. Bears going with 2 tight ends. Dante Rosario, who played for John Fox at Carolina, and Bear Pasco. The wide receivers, Josh Bellamy and Marquise Wilson. Jeremy Langford remains in at running back. 2nd and 10. The Bears on their own 18-yard line. Langford gets across the 20. The 3rd and long. In at center is Hronis Grasu, who was a 3rd-round draft pick, and this is a guy the Bears have high hopes will be the long-term center on this team. He was outstanding at Oregon.
Yeah, he really was. Really an impressive young man. He stepped in the door out at Oregon and really stepped in and never looked back. He played pretty much in every game when you look at what the Ducks have done. So he's smart, intelligent. Thing is, he can move. He's much more athletic than Will Montgomery, the 10-year veteran.
There's Clausen on 3rd down. Bellamy with a catch. Wrestled down at the 25-yard line, short of the 1st down. And Grasu helped Marcus Mariota, the quarterback who was the number 2 pick in the draft at Oregon, but also he taught him to play golf.
Yeah, he did teach him to play golf, and he also knows his teammate very well in Kyle Long, who played out there. I literally mean this. When Grasu showed up there, 52 starts in a row. He showed up there and played in every single game and didn't look back.
Miami calls the timeout. There's Kyle Long, one of the leaders on offense. You see Matt Slauson, number 68. Offensive line is growing together, and Will Montgomery, with that veteran leadership, has also become a presence for the Bears.
He's well versed. You look at his 71 starts in his career. He's played for John Fox before. He's really the quarterback of the offensive line until Grasu gets caught up to speed to get lost. Slauson, Kyle Long, Jerome Bushrod, and really Jordan Mills, all up to speed with how Adam Gase wants those line calls at the line of scrimmage.
Good punt by Pat O'Donnell. A fair catch by Michael James. 51-yard punt, no return. Adam Gase and Jimmy Clausen talking things over along the sideline.
I think that's what's just interesting and exciting for Bears fans, to see how everything comes together, whether it's a 3-4 defense, who are going to be the faces and where are they going to line up? What is this offense going to look like that Adam Gase wants to run? It looks frustrating right now, but here's the example I wanted to use earlier. Think of how the Giants started out offensively under Ben McAdoo and how they really got better after week 8 when it all came together.
Dolphins start from the 25. And that pass is complete. Up across the 46-yard line, McLeod Bethel Thompson in at quarterback. A first-year man out of Sacramento State, 23-yard pickup on the play.
It's like John Bostic almost got his hands up to knock that down, just mistimed his jump on the seam route, right up the numbers.
Bears have Kyle Westman and Sam Acho as the outside linebackers. Acho, the veteran free agent from the Arizona Cardinals. And a good play by Adrian Amos, the safety, to take LaMichael James down after a short pickup. Coming down to the 2-minute warning. with the Bears trailing the Dolphins 7-3. And after the opening drive of the game by the Dolphins, Bears defense has picked it up. When you want to talk Bears football, there's only one name. Lou Canellis, the sports insider, only on your home of the Bears, Fox 32, Chicago. I only have one question. When does Lou sleep? He's the insider, he's the sports anchor, he's our sideline guy. He's working with Jeff Joniak and Tom Thayer.
He's the best in the business, and he wanted to wish you a happy birthday yesterday. That's what he missed, Sam.
There you go. Well, Michael James on the carry, and he stopped. Just crossing midfield. Nice play by Sherrick McManus, the cornerback, and a timeout called by the Dolphins. It was the Bears, excuse me, who called the timeout, as they've got the Dolphins in a 3rd and long situation. Sherrick McManus, good competition in the defensive secondary.
A lot of special teams tackles by McManus last year. Second on the team, did some good things. And again, it's going to be interesting how it sorts out for Chicago.
Cornelius Washington in at defensive end for the Bears, and Will Sutton out. John Fox maneuvers his players. Vic Fangio, the defensive coordinator. Here's 3rd and 6. Bethel Thompson throwing. That pass might have been tipped at the line, kind of wobbled and went incomplete. Matt Hazel, the intended receiver. There's a flag downfield, could be against the Bears.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 29, 5-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
That's a bad penalty.
Another young player, Al Lewis-Jean, that's second-year player out of Boston College, and he's got a lot of playing experience last year. Big, physical, young corner. You know, basically got 9 games that he appeared in, and he's a young guy. He came out a year early again, Sam. So young players that was in one system defensively, now an entirely different system, trying to make this team. Can't have those type of penalties.
2nd, 3rd down penalty for the Bears. The long throw, and a diving catch is made by LaRon Byrd inside the 10-yard line. A 35-yard pickup. Good throw and a great catch.
And who do they come back and attack right away? Al Lewis-Jean right there gets the penalty. Now they attack him coming off of that penalty. And he's just got to make a better play in terms of leverage.
On 1st and goal, Bethel Thompson throws incomplete. Intended for the back. Well, Michael James coverage on the play by Jonathan Bostic. Don't forget, right now the Dolphins are in the Sports Authority red zone. At halftime, Lou Canellis has a terrific feature with Bears new head coach John Fox. I want you to stay tuned for that, as well as the local news. 5 defensive backs in on 2nd and goal for the Dolphins. And a timeout called by the quarterback, McLeod Bethel Thompson.
The challenge is to sort it all out, what John Fox is trying to do. Earlier you mentioned Cornelius Washington. He was a young draft pick out of Georgia a few years ago. A lot of people projected if he was ever in a 3-4 defense, he'd be an outside backer because of his measurables. Not here. John Fox feels and Vic Fangio feels he's better as a defensive end. So again, they're trying a lot of these players at different positions just to see how they look. And it's going to be a continued process all through, obviously, the OTAs, but here through the rest of the training camp as well in the preseason.
Cornelius Washington in his 3rd year with the Bears. Here's 2nd and goal at the 8-yard line. And the throw deep in the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Matt Hazel, and well covered on the play by Alan Ball.
Real good coverage for the savvy veteran. And I think, he was fighting as good as the receiver, because I thought there was little bit of offensive interference in terms of going for the ball prior to them both trying to jump up the block, but well played by the savvy veteran Alan Ball.
Ball played his collegiate football at Illinois. Last year was with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Bears signing him as a free agent. Bethel Thompson being rushed, and he is brought down by Sam Acho. Sam Acho is an intense player. He's been an outstanding special teams player in Arizona and a good linebacker as well.
Happy for him. A couple years ago, he breaks his leg, Sam, and it was a nasty break for him. Finally, took him a year. He recovered. Finally got on the back of the field, back on the field last year for the Arizona Cardinals. Good to see him back making plays. That's why John Fox wanted him here. His veteran leadership, the way he can overcome and adapt to things, and then when you look at his ability to rush the passer, he's a smart football player. 13 sacks, yeah. You got him. 7 forced fumbles. Yeah, his brother plays in the NFL as well. That's right. Both of them are amazing, real intelligent young men who get it, and they want it bad.
They played their college football at the University of Texas. 31-yard field goal try by Caleb Sturgis. Third-year kicker puts it through, and the Dolphins get on the board with a little over a minute to go in the first half. The Bears used their timeout to preserve some time and get the ball back. And the Bears trail it 10-3. John Fox, his third head coaching stint in the NFL, brought here to Chicago, and we had a chance to talk to him and ask him about coaching here in Chicago.
I think I've identified it's a blue-collar city. You got great fans in all sports. Watching the Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup and just looking at the city and how it reacted. I've been blessed to be around a couple, those storied franchises, and this is no different. This is the original franchise. So we're all excited. We've got a good staff and good group.
That was an interview with Lou Canellis at training camp. John is a good coach, strong defensive mind, well organized. You can see it in training camp. Everything is crisp.
He wants his team to be a certain way, and there will be tough-minded football teams is what they're going to be. Traditionally, he's been very conservative and just a savvy, smart NFL head coach, and he plays at percentages. But you got to have big, strong football teams to do that. And he's built teams in both divisions, or both conferences, I should say, to do that.
Line drive kick is bouncing toward the sideline and out of bounds, so the Bears will benefit from that and get good field
Kick off
position.
Out of bounds, kicking team. By rule, the ball be spotted at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10.
We talked about John Fox and the outstanding career he's had both at Carolina and Denver. 119 career wins. Those are the active coaches, the leaders in wins, and up there with quite a group. Bill Belichick right at the top at 211. Bears at the 40-yard line with 1:02, so no time taken off the clock on the kickoff. Jimmy Clausen, the quarterback. 1 timeout remaining for the Bears. That pass batted down. Clausen wanted to go to Rashad Lawrence, who's in at wide receiver. Shaking up on the play is the linebacker, Chris McCain. And he's hurting.
See what happened on this play. Oh, he ripped on his teammate there. Just friendly fire from Shelby. He tripped over Shelby, his fellow teammate, and rolled his ankle, it looked like.
Being blocked by Michael Ola.
See right there, steps on his teammate's ankle.
Yeah.
That's how you get one of those high ankle sprains right there, and that's normally what happens when you quit going hard and finishing the play. When guys get hurt, we say that in practice. It could happen in games where I think the whistle's blown and everybody stops, and it's not quite the case.
McCain wants to go off under his own power. You see him limping a bit.
It's good to see him walking.
Testing the ankle.
Those high ankle sprains can keep you out for quite some time now.
Bears with a 2nd and 10 at the 40-yard line. Jimmy Clausen, the quarterback. Jeremy Langford, the running back. Clausen on 2nd down. Completes it to the tight end, Dante Rosario. Up to the 48-yard line.
He's got to hurry up, get him going. This is a good situation for Jimmy Clausen to be in a new offense. He's a veteran QB. Get him lined up.
3 wide receivers in. Pressure from the outside. Clausen hit as he throws. Good leaping catch by Rashad Lawrence. A 1st down for the Bears.
Keep your eye on Clausen's hands. Looked like when he followed through on the completion, you could hear the knuckles hit the helmet right here. I don't know whose helmet it was right there. He hits the defensive lineman's helmet on the follow-through. Those are the worst, Sam, when you start jamming your fingers for a quarterback when you can't follow through like that. So we'll have to keep an eye on if he's able to continue to go.
Catch made by Rashad Lawrence, first-year man out of Northwestern. The Bears signed last year as a free agent. 1st down at the Miami 44, 31 seconds to go. Bears are out of timeouts. Clausen with time, throws and completes it. Again to Lawrence, and a 1st down at the Miami 32. A gain of 12. Robbie Gould warming up, getting ready.
Good drive, 2 back-to-back throws to the outside. Beautiful timing right there on the out route, and best of all, they get out of bounds to stop the clock. Good drive here to finish this half strong.
And again, no huddle. Clausen for the sideline, and it's broken up.
Beautiful throw.
Intended for Josh Bellamy. Well covered by Will Davis.
Can't throw it any better, Sam. You cannot do it. It's right there. Granted, the defender's playing, but got it just over his helmet. The defender's not looking. That's actually face guarding. Technically, the officials got to call that. The DB cannot go up in the receiver's face and put his hands like that. That's face guarding. That's a flag.
Preseason for the officials, too.
Well, we got all can get better, huh? Wait till that new extra point rule's in full effect. We'll see how these officials do.
High throw. The intended receiver was Rashad Lawrence. It'll bring up a 3rd and 10. There's a flag on the play. Downfield.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 28, 5-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Maybe we're in preseason form. Could be a makeup call, Sam.
Ooh, look at the makeup. There's the hold.
You definitely can see that. That's easy.
That was Bobby McCain, the rookie out of Memphis, on the hold, holding A.J. Cruz. 1st down, Bears at the Dolphins 27. Everybody out. Clausen goes short. Completes to Dante Rosario. Tiptoes the sideline, gets a 1st down at the 16-yard line. And they're in the Sports Authority red zone with 12 seconds to go in the 1st half.
Nice, calm demeanor by Jimmy Clausen. This is what I mean by how he's grown up as a quarterback. He played well in that last, 2nd to last game last year against Minnesota. Really was one drop away from getting a win on the road for the Chicago Bears. He has handled this 2-minute drive beautifully right before the half.
Clausen 7 for 10 since entering the game. Pressure coming. A quick throw is caught by Bellamy. Inbounds. They're out of timeouts. They got to stop the clock. And they ran out of time. Bellamy didn't get out of bounds.
Up until the last play. Or if you're the quarterback and if you can't deliver an accurate throw, that's the one mistake I'd say he made. Sam, throw it out of bounds, we'll kick the field goal.
No, Bellamy did not get out of bounds. The clock kept running. The Bears were out of timeouts.
Soft coverage. Looks like it's going to be an easy completion. Got to get out of bounds, like you said, Sam. I think the receivers got to put a little bit more effort on that.
Quick thoughts on the 1st half?
I think sloppy. There's a lot of things to clean up. We know with the penalties it's going to happen. More tempo and rhythm.
Halftime, and the Bears trail the Dolphins 10-3. Luke Canellis with John Fox. Great halftime feature coming up next. Back in Chicago, moments away from the start of the second half. Chicago Bears in their opening preseason game trailing the Miami Dolphins 10-3. Sam Rosen along with Jim Miller. What stood out for you in the first half?
Well, I think the Bears, no sacks, no turnovers. We talk about that. That's where the Bears need to get better. I wish at the end there of the half they would have managed that situation better to get a field goal in. 8 penalties. That's got to be cleaned up. So, it's going to be baby steps. This is going to be a long project in the process that Luke Canellis talked about of building this football team, but so far so good.
First possession for the Bears on offense was 3 and out, but then they had a good drive. Jay Cutler with an 11-play drive got stalled. They settled for a field goal, but they moved the ball well.
Yeah, I think a couple times he had some accurate throws, could have had some bigger plays down the field, but the ball was never in harm's way. That is a bonus conservative play from John Fox, as I mentioned.
Kickoffs in tonight's game brought to you by North Shore University Health System. The Bears will receive the opening kickoff of the second half. The Dolphins have their number 2 kicker, Andrew Franks, to kick it off. Sonoris Perry is deep for the Bears. Second-year man brings it back from 5 yards deep. At a lane, cuts up, nice return. Good return by Perry across the 35. 41 yards on the return by Sonoris Perry.
Good cuts. He makes long strides here, and he had 4 kickoff returns last year for 88 yards, and he was a special team demon in terms of tackles, but good cuts. As a running back, he can feel where the lanes are.
Jimmy Clausen remains in at quarterback. He came in early in the second quarter after the 2 series run by Jay Cutler. Kadeem Carey, the second-year running back out of Arizona, is the running back and splits out. 3 wide receivers. Clausen throws and completes it to Rashad Lawrence, who looked good in the first half. Picked up a 5 on the play.
Easy read here. It reads the cover 3. You see 42 breaking on the slot. Still an off coverage, and so he just drills it to the outside right there to Rashad Lawrence. Good timing, rhythm on a quick hitch throw.
3 wide receivers. The tight end is Zach Miller, who had a good preseason last year, then got injured, broken collarbone, and then cost him the entire season. Here's Kadeem Carey. Again, part of that competition for the backup running position. Carey in his second year, he's got to prove he can run hard and pick up the yards.
Well, he definitely, you just wonder if he's got the size to do it. He's 5'10", 210 pounds. Can he mush it between the tackles the way he wanted to? And we know Forte can do it, and I believe Jeremy Langford can do it. And I know when you look at Danny Thomas from Miami, who's also on this roster, who's known as a banger, can do it.
Clausen wanted to take off and run for the first down, but then he saw a big defensive lineman charging at him, and he went down short of the first down. That is the first sack of the game given up by the Bears. And the Bears are forced to punt. Pat O'Donnell in. Long snapper is Ricky Lovato, the rookie out of Old Dominion, signed as an undrafted free agent. Good high kick by O'Donnell. Michael James, that was a late wave for the fair catch, a quick one at the last moment. But the officials say it's okay, and the Dolphins will get the ball at the 14-yard line with the Bears trailing 10-3.
North Shore isn't just here for you now, we're helping you be ready for what's next. North Shore University Health System. Healthcare for what's next.
Watch Bears Game Night Live, brought to you by CDW, following the final word on Fox 32 every Sunday night during the regular season. Be sure to catch the special season preview edition Sunday, September 6th. And on first down, the carry for 2 yards on the play by Mike Gillislee, third-year man out of Florida.
And who's penetrating? Will Sutton again.
Bears up front have Will Sutton, Eddie Goldman, and Brandon Dunn. Sutton 93, Goldman 76. There's the second-round draft pick out of Florida State, 21 years old. And expected to be an important man on this defense. McLeod Bethel-Thompson, the quarterback. The pass is dropped. Jake Stoneburner, the tight end, well-tended receiver.
These are a couple of interesting things we've seen tonight by Vic Fangio. One, we saw Jared Allen covering a wheel route down the field in the first half when he was in the game. Now that time you see David Bass. They bring the 2 inside backer. David Bass now drops to coverage to cover on that particular play. So interesting in terms of scheme of what they're going to do with these linebackers.
There's 3rd and 8. They cut from the outside. The pass caught at the 25-yard line. The catch made by Kevin Cohn. A pickup of 9 and a first down for the Dolphins.
He tries to break Lurie. See the safety coming over to try and undercut that. It's just too easy in terms of an easy completion. Challenge him a little bit more when you look at McManus.
Sherrick McManus and now Louis Jean, the corners. Pass to the outside. Louis Jean slowed him down, and Kobe Hamilton with the catch and the pickup to the 27-yard line. Bears safeties. Anthony Jefferson, number 46, and you see Jared Allen. Toss outside, and Gillislee with a cutback, slips one man, picks up some blocking to the outside, ball ripped loose by Sherrick McManus, and it is, looks like it's recovered by the Bears. Big pileup. Bears have it. After a big pickup by Gillislee, McManus able to rip it loose, forcing the fumble.
I believe that was Martin who jumped on it. Let's just see right here. Strip right there, that's textbook. Exactly how you want to turn over through Al Louis Jean. He tries to jump on it. Now it becomes a pile-up. That's relentless. Look at all the blue jerseys around the ball. They see it's out. Watch the blue jerseys swarm to the football. Relentless you got to be. 1 guy, 2 guys, 3 guys, 4 guys. There's number 5. Jump in there. Everybody needs to get in on that action.
McManus might have gotten in on it too. And let's see here. We're getting a review.
Probably make
Previous play will be reviewed. Fumble versus down by contact. Timeout on the field.
All right. Sherrick McManus, who made the play, forcing the fumble. Let's see.
Is the knee down? Ball's out.
Grab your piece of Bears history. See specially marked 12 packs while supplies last. Miller Lite, the original Pilsner and official beer of your Chicago Bears. It's Miller time.
Let's take another look at this play. And the play made by Sherrick McManus as well. There's the forced fumble.
Good strip. The ball is out. That's definitely a fumble. Now we'll see if a Bears player potentially goes out of bounds. There's Al Louis Jean. That's the only one I can think of who could potentially be out of bounds. See him tiptoeing, but he's still not out of bounds.
No, he reestablished.
Yep, and then I think
I think McManus
got it
the ball.
again. Absolutely. I think McManus forced fumble and got the recovery. So I think the ball's out before the...
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has been confirmed as a fumble. Clear recovery by Chicago.
They
First
were
and 10,
reviewing whether he was
Chicago.
down by contact. The ball was definitely out. You saw that. You said it right away as we were going to commercial.
Yeah, you could see the ball's out before the knee hit the ground, and good hustle for McManus. He comes off back from that penalty and makes that big turnover right there to change some momentum here.
Encroachment. Neutral zone violation on the Dolphins here on the first down play. McManus accepting congratulations on the sideline for the good play. Bears get 5 yards, and it's a 1st and 5. Bears in good position here. The 32-yard line. Jimmy Clausen, the quarterback. 3 wide receivers in the game. Bear Pasco, number 87, the tight end. And a good carry by Kadeem Carey down to the 11-yard line.
It's a power play. Looks like 36 power right up the gut here where you pull the left guard. Watch the left guard pull on this particular play. See him pull? He's going to get the kickout blocker. He comes up inside, nails the linebacker. That's how you get a good hole in lane to run on 36 power.
That's Vladimir Dukas, free agent pickup, veteran lineman, 1st and 10 at the 11 for the Bears after a 20-yard gain by Kadeem Carey. Carey down to the 6-yard line. Picks up 5. The Bears in the Sports Authority red zone. After the turnover, trying to capitalize. Josh Bellamy, one wide receiver to the left. Rashad Lawrence to the right, along with A.J. Cruz and Bear Pasco. Clausen for Bellamy. Touchdown, Bear. No! It looked like Bellamy had it, but he lost it.
Tight throw on the backside slant route. Clausen threw a laser. He knew he had to throw it hard. I think you got to squeeze that, Josh. He'd want that one back. It's tight. There are small windows, but he had it in his basket right there and just couldn't haul it in. This need to finish the play. It's a tough play, but finish the play.
Here's 3rd and 10. Excuse me. 3rd and 5. And again, movement on the line. And again, it's the Dolphins.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 76. Half the distance to the goal. Down will remain 3rd down.
Anthony Johnson, who's coming to the sideline.
That's a smart play by Jimmy Clausen. You know you can get yourself a couple of yards up there, change up the snap count, and that's exactly what he did and got some cheap yardage there.
On 3rd and 2, Carey, and they stopped the play. It was a false start against the Bears before the snap.
False start, offense, number 72, who was never set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
It's on the left tackle, Charles Leno. So the ball moved back. They have to get to the 1-yard line for a 1st down. Kadeem Carey shifting back in the backfield. Zach Miller is the tight end to the right side. 3 wide receivers. Clausen going short. Kadeem Carey fighting his way for yardage is stopped at the 5-yard line. And the Bears will send out the field goal kicking unit.
A good check down by Jimmy Clausen not to force the ball, but goes back to that penalty. He may have had an opportunity for, to get a 1st down. Shoot yourselves in the foot and make a play, and then you take one step forward. They're taking a couple steps back. They just need to continue to work this offense, but overall can come away with points on the board.
Robbie Gould, 23-yard field goal try. Gafford, the long snapper. The kick is good. O'Donnell was the holder. The Bears, with their 2nd field goal of the game, now trail 10-6. Check out the Ford scoring drive. 5 plays, 32 yards, just under 2 minutes after the turnover. Bears quarterbacks alongside Adam Gase, the offensive coordinator. Bears almost had the touchdown, but Bellamy couldn't hold on at the goal line when the hit popped the ball loose. Robbie Gould teeing it up. No extra kickers brought into training camp by the Bears. Robbie Gould, the field goal kicker, Pat O'Donnell, the punter.
Yeah, they have some work to do. Obviously, the injury last year set back Robbie Gould, and O'Donnell, he can get that net punting average up there a little bit.
Michael James dropped the ball and takes a knee. Let's revisit some of the key plays in tonight's game with Alexis Game Tracker.
Well, it starts out right here. How about Sherrick McManus getting the party started, gets the strip. Teammates trying to fly, and he says, oh, I'll recover the fumble as well. Then the big power play. Vladimir Dukas gets the kick-out block for Kadeem Carey, sets up the field goal for Robbie Gould. Little scoring drive there for the Chicago Bears.
Carey with a 20-yard run. We've seen Jacquizz Rodgers, Jeremy Langford, and Kadeem Carey at running back for the Bears. Bethel Thompson's throw is deflected up in the air, and let's see, it hit the ground, incomplete. Altman, the intended receiver, the rookie out of Maine. Lamar Altman, sorry.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry, Sam, but these are why plays are great like that. When you get bounce plays, or even like the Sherrick McManus forced fumble, a lot of times coaches, they're just calling plays. You want to see players react, see how they react on tape.
Here's James brought down as he carries across the 25-yard line. Dede Lattimore, number 58, second-year linebacker out of South Florida. Also in the game, number 57 is John Timu. He's wearing the green dot helmet, getting the calls in from the sideline. He's an undrafted free agent out of the University of Washington.
And that's a great defense out there in Washington that he played in. I mean, think all the draft picks this year. Shaq Thompson, you look at Haoli Kikaha, he's drafted. And John Timu alone, he had 238 tackles for that football team. He was an amazing player at Washington.
Pressure by Sam Acho, the pass juggled and dropped. On the third down play, the Bears defense does the job, and the Bears will get the ball back right away.
Again, the heady player, the heady veteran at Sam Acho, well-versed in a 3-4 defense and certainly bringing pressure. Bull rush quick, now reacts, swap move, just enough to make an inaccurate pass from Bethel Thompson.
Dolphins have had 5 drops in the game. A.J. Cruz is back deep to receive the punt from Matt Garr, the backup punter for the Dolphins. Dolphins took the opening kickoff, 85 yards, 14-play drive, scored the touchdown on a 4th and 2. High kick but short, bounces at the 40, and the Dolphins surrounded at the 37-yard line. So the Bears defense doing a good job, and the Bears offense now with a chance.
Bears preseason football is sponsored by FanDuel, McDonald's of Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana, Advocate Healthcare, Bob's Discount Furniture, and Rust-Oleum Industrial Brands.
Bears start from the 37. Jimmy Clausen, the quarterback. Daniel Thomas in it, running back, a former Dolphin, with his first carry up to the 43. Along the sideline, Lou Canellis. Lou, what's happening?
Hey, Sam, John Fox at halftime said he was flat out not happy with the way his first team defense played. And obviously, 14-play, 85-yard drive for Miami to open the game. You see Jared Allen right here on the bench. He's still talking to the defensive players, but it may take this defense a little bit of time to learn this 3-4 defense under Vic Fangio. There are only 4 starters returning from a year ago. Jared Allen, Jeremiah Ratliff, Tim Jennings, and Shea McClellan. It could take time.
Thanks, Lou. What are your thoughts, Jim?
I think he's right. I think there's a lot of new faces playing a lot of different positions for the Chicago Bears. It's going to take time. Vic Fangio already said it. Probably the one guy he does know where he fits in is Jeremiah Ratliff on this defense. All new for Jared Allen in terms of drops and combo coverages and those type of things. So more moves are going to be made.
Short pass to A.J. Cruz turns into a first down. Nice moves by Cruz, a 15-yard pickup. There's Jared Allen and Sam Acho talking along the bench.
Well, I'll tell you what, and I brought up that play early where he had the wheel route on the outside that he covered for Jared Allen. I've never seen him do that. And it's impressive to see that, I think it is starting to sink in for Jared Allen to play outside linebacker. He was resistant for a long time to play in a 3-4.
Clausen goes underneath to Daniel Thomas down to the 44-yard line. There's a flag down. We'll check it out. There's a good discussion. You'd love to see that. The players.
Well, Sam has the experience in a 3-4. He's the one that can educate Jared Allen right now, and that's why Sam was brought in for that very reason.
To the pass, holding, defense, number 28, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Bears will accept the penalty, gives them an automatic first down.
I wouldn't just think that, that's all he's going to do is cover now because I'm raving about one play where he covered. He's still going to have his hand on the dirt or in the dirt at times in third down. That's what it's all about for Vic Fangio. Where can I place him to best put him in position to make the play?
At the Dolphins 42, Thomas straight ahead was stopped. Good defensive play up front by A.J. Francis, first-year man out of Maryland for the Dolphins.
We brought up Daniel Thomas early. He's had at times flashes where he's played pretty darn well, and it just seems like for the Miami Dolphins they fell out of favor in terms of his running ability. Really, Lamar Miller really stepped up, but he's a banger who can get some big yards, having over 1,400 yards as a pro.
Thomas splits out left. Empty backfield for Jimmy Clausen on 2nd and 11. Clausen gets time, goes short underneath, and completes it to Meredith. That's Cameron Meredith, the rookie out of Illinois State.
Little shallow cross route, and this is interesting for Meredith. He's a former quarterback, Sam.
Yeah.
Played a couple years at quarterback, then made the transition to receiver, led his team in receptions as a senior, and now is starting to learn the nuances in the NFL. Interesting guy.
6'3", 200 pounds. First down Bears at the Dolphins' 28-yard line. Clausen again underneath to Cameron Meredith. First down, close to it. He's right at the first down line at the 18-yard line. Clausen hitting those underneath routes.
Good timing for both of them. One on the last shallow cross. This is basically the same thing. You got the two clear out routes, and then basically Meredith just comes underneath it versus zone coverage. So nicely done, well executed, nice hands both times. See how Meredith plucked the ball rather than have it come to him? He's reaching for the ball. Good technique. 2nd and 1. Thomas looking for an opening is shoved back and thrown for a loss. It'll bring up a third down play for the Bears. And this is an area where the Bears have to improve. Third down play, one of the worst in the National Football League.
They go no huddle. A.J. Cruz, Rashad Lawrence, the receivers to the right. They split out Daniel Thomas to the left, along with Cameron Meredith. Clausen completes it. First down, Cameron Meredith inside right to the 5-yard line. They'll spot it just short of the 5, a 16-yard gain. That's a big play.
Nice little read as a slot now comes out and just hits the little open. It's a cover 2, so he just finds the zone in between the corner and the linebacker. Well done. Meredith's having a big drive. He's feeling it right now.
He's showing some stuff. Daniel Thomas in the backfield takes the handoff. Inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line. Bears knocking on the door, hoping to take the lead for the first time in the game. Daniel Thomas, 6'1", 235. He's a big back. 4th-year man out of Kansas State. Clausen rolling, looking, and throws it away.
Good decision. Good throwaway. If you're going to throw it early, he would have gone to A.J. Cruz, but his feet weren't set. See, feels the linebacker undercutting Cruz. Good decision. The back of the end zone, he was looking for Meredith. He was covered. Lived to play another down, and that's exactly what Jimmy Clausen did.
Clausen 14 for 19. Goes under center here. On 3rd and goal. Now he drops back.
Call on blitz.
Clausen outside. It's broken up. Wanted to go to Rashad Lawrence. And a good defensive play by Zach Bowman, the one-time Bears cornerback. Played for the Giants last year.
They bring the blitz. It's really just man-on-man on the outside. Can't have that happen. Getting undercut. Jimmy needs to keep it more to the outside too. Lead the receiver back to the pylon. That's almost a dangerous throw right there versus blitz one.
The Bears go 21-yard field goal try. Thomas Gafford, the long snapper. The holder, Pat O'Donnell. And Robbie Gould puts it through. 9 points on the board, all courtesy of the strong leg of Robbie Gould. The Bears still down by a point. Happening in Chicago, Jeff, Dawn, meteorologist Bill Bellis, and of course, sweet Lou Canellis on sports. Fox 32, News at 9. Sam Rosen, Jim Miller, Lou Canellis here at Soldier Field. Bears have had to settle for field goals and still down a point. Well, Michael James is deep to receive the kickoff of Robbie Gould. James brings it back, finds a lane, is brought down close to the 25-yard line. Check out the Ford scoring drive for the Chicago Bears, led by Jimmy Clausen. 11 plays, 60 yards, just under 5 minutes, and stalling inside the 5-yard line for a Robbie Gould 21-yard field goal.
And I think he understands. He's a veteran quarterback when you look at Jimmy. It's hard to believe it's been 6 years in the NFL. I think he understands coverages. For him, it's just getting comfortable in what Adam Gase is trying to do. I mean, last year he learned Mark Trestman's system and stepped in and played well. We'll see if he can do it again if he gets that opportunity.
Bethel Thompson's pass is
intercepted! What a play.
John Timu, the inside linebacker, juggled and held on as he was rolling to the ground.
I said he played fast. I bet you when you look at Danny Shelton, who he played with, the big nose tackle, Haoli Kikaha, look at the break on the ball and undercut it. Those guys were fast out there at Washington with Shaq Thompson and him making plays. As I mentioned, over 328 tackles in his career. He is a gamer. Look at the bench. Everybody's going to be fired up here.
Yeah.
Ed Donatel, he's the DB's coach. Oh, they're excited. That's what they want to see. 2 turnovers on the night.
Good job by the Bears defense. The ball at the Miami 26. Clausen with time. Underneath Kadeem Carey to the 15-yard line. First down Bears, 11-yard pickup. Clausen doing a good job moving the team. John Timu with that big play. Great concentration as he caught the ball falling to the ground.
It was athletic play. That was an athletic defense. And I think you're right. Jimmy Clausen very calm in the pocket, showing great poise. And that's growing up as a quarterback. And John Fox stated that when he arrived here. Hey, we feel good with Jimmy Clausen. It was almost like a different guy now from the guy or the young man, I should say, he coached for the Carolina Panthers when he was drafted.
Pickup of 3 by Kadeem Carey. 2nd and 7 for the Bears. Zach Miller, the tight end, splits out to the right side. 3 wide receivers left. Blitz coming. Nice play by Clausen. Got rid of it to Cameron Meredith. And it's a first down inside the 5-yard line. Clausen hung in there with a blitz coming right in his face.
All right, come the blitz off the slot right there. A terrific read. This hits the open receiver because if it's a blitz zone, that's the area that's voided. That's the area the player came from. Good quick decision by Jimmy Clausen.
First and goal Bears. Carey Bangs his way to the 3-yard line. Now can the Bears punch it in? 3 field goals. They have trailed all the way. Dolphins taking the opening kickoff for it all the way for a touchdown on an 85-yard drive. The Bears have fought their way back, trailing 10-9. 2nd and goal. Clausen with time, deep to the end zone, threw it away. Rashad Lawrence was the deep man in the end zone for the Bears, but he was double covered.
3rd and goal is the 3.
3rd and goal.
Well, you wonder what the call was because they were an empty, and then they called Kadeem Carey back into the box. I didn't know if potentially thought they may have checked to a run play, but evidently not. They're going empty here too as well.
Carey out to the right with Rashad Lawrence. Now Carey shifts back, and the Dolphins fly across the line. And it's against Miami.
Snap count, using his cadence, it's a weapon.
Neutral zone infraction, defense, number 76, half the distance to the goal. 2nd down.
That's Anthony Johnson, 2nd time he's been called. The ball moved down inside the 2-yard line.
Give yourself 2 opportunities here on 3rd and goal when you move it half the distance.
Kadeem Carey leaps, and he's short of the goal line. He's inside the 1, about a foot short.
He got upended. He did a somersault. You could see that ball did fall just short of the goal line. Straight inside zone run. This leaves his feet a little too early when he gets undercut. It's either get low and plow through or jump earlier would have been the decision there for Kadeem. Good effort though. Great effort. Just a little short.
And they're going for it on 4th down. And here is Carey picking his way in. Touchdown! John Timu with the interception. Kadeem Carey with the payoff.
I think it was that power play. They went back to the well earlier. They had success with Vladimir Chikaz. Let me see who they pull here. Big 62 when you look at Vlad again. Power plays. Just goal line power. Get the kick out, and you're supposed to cut it up underneath. Carey just reacts and takes it to the outside.
So the Bears capitalize on the turnover, and they have the lead for the first time in the game. The Bears, leading by 5, have decided to go for 2. And the line of scrimmage is still the 2-yard line on 2-point conversions. We are late 3rd quarter. The Bears have the lead for the first time in the game. Zach Miller, the tight end, splits to the right, along with A.J. Cruz. 2 wide receivers left, Rashad Lawrence and Cameron Meredith. Kadeem Carey, the running back. Clausen throwing. A.J. Cruz, 2 points.
All that hard count by Jimmy Clausen early. Remember, drawing those guys offside. He used the hard count to diagnose which backers were coming, then moves his running back up. And then you look at, he had Carey come up and step up, and then he hits A.J. Cruz for the touchdown. But here, it all started with the interception. When you look at that play right there by the Chicago Bears defense, Timu making the big play there. Now Carey on the power play goes to the outside. 2-point conversion, as I mentioned. Jimmy Clausen gets it set up, and then A.J. Cruz on the quick out for the touchdown.
Nice little play by Zach Miller, the tight end. He didn't hit anybody on that little attempted pick play on the outside, but it helped free A.J. Cruz. And the Bears celebrate the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. 14 unanswered points by the Bears.
I just think the key, because that hard count, he almost drew Miami off again. They showed blitz. Then he had Kadeem Carey. You saw him adjust him, get him up there, said, hey, just get any of these backers if they blitz. And it gave Jimmy Clausen the time to get that quick out route for the two-point play.
So the Ford scoring drive of 7 plays, 26 yards, and Kadeem Carey with a 1-yard touchdown run. Robbie Gould kicks it off. Well, Michael James watches it bounce, takes it on the bounce. On the return, spinning. Good return by the Michael James, and a flag comes in from way downfield. And we'll check that out. We are late third quarter, and the Bears, who trailed 10-3, now lead 17-10. This looks to be against the Dolphins.
During the return, holding, return team, number 46. Half the distance, 1st and 10, Miami.
Dolphins will start from the 10-yard line. Joe Philbin on the other side, the head coach of the Dolphins. Bethel Thompson handing off, flag on the play. 2 flags in on the play, holding against the Dolphins. Dolphins, a lot of penalties.
And I mentioned it, that was their sore spot last year on offense. They got beat up at the left tackle position. Brandon Elbert, he goes down. They have to switch Juwan James, their drafted right tackle, over to left. I mean, it was a mess, and they tried to address it here with some young players, and they should get Brandon Elbert back, but that's really going to be the key to the Dolphins if they are ever able to close that gap in the AFC East against the Patriots.
The third quarter has come to an end. And the Bears with a strong third quarter. They celebrate the lead, 14 straight points, giving them the lead. Joe Philbin of the Dolphins looking at the board saying, wait, how did we fall behind? End of the third quarter. Welcome back to Soldier Field in Chicago. Sam Rosen, Jim Miller, Luke Canellis. Glad you're with us for the opening preseason game. Now, we all know the games and the outcomes don't mean anything, but both of these coaches want to establish a winning attitude on their teams.
There's no doubt, Sam. I mean, for the Miami Dolphins, they need to finish games, finish plays. That's how they've collapsed the past 2 seasons. For the Chicago Bears and their fans, they want to see this team finish, play good football to get some wins.
Nice play by the Bears defense as Gillislee stopped for a loss.
And they are. They're playing with enthusiasm. They're out there having fun, exactly the way John Fox wants them to be on this football team.
Bears finished last season with 5 straight losses. Dolphins finished last season losing 3 out of the last 4. They want to establish a winning attitude in that room, and it starts here in preseason. 2nd and 17 for the Dolphins. McLeod Bethel Thompson throwing out of the end zone. And it's intercepted by Sam Ocho. And the Bears have it at the 6-yard line.
Relentless. Watch linebacker Jonathan Anderson of the Bears. He takes out not 1, but 2 Miami Dolphins. Well, there's a jam pile right there. You see Cornelius Washington. He gets the outside, but it was really Anderson on the inside that started. He took the double team that allowed Cornelius Washington to get the pressure on the outside for Acho to get the interception. Well done. That's team, the guys flying around, making plays, the excitement, the momentum, all the things you want from a football team.
3 turnovers for the Bears defense, albeit the backups, but they've done the job. 1st and goal at the 6. And flags fly. And this time it's against the Bears.
Number 78, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jason Weaver is the man called on the false start.
But Jonathan Anderson, it was a delayed blitz that looked like he took out the fullback and the guard. It was impressive. Both him and Timu, who are 2 undrafted free agents, young guys stepping up, making a couple plays.
Blake Annan, number 84, is in at tight end to the left side. 2 tight ends in, one with Bear Pasco. Short throw is dropped, incomplete. Thrown a little behind Cameron Meredith. The second and goal for the Bears. Ball at the 11-yard line. Jimmy Clausen, the quarterback. Daniel Thomas, the running back. Here's Thomas. Hard inside, pushing the pile. And he's brought down at the 8-yard line. The commitment to the run. That's what the Bears talked about in offseason and in training camp as soon as it began. The commitment to the run. They want to run the football well.
I just think that's what Jay Cutler, well, any quarterback really, Sam. I mean, but only 36% of the time they were dedicated to doing it in 2014. They set themselves back quite a bit with penalties on first and second down. That didn't help, led to third and longs. And that's why their third down conversion was so bad.
Clausen to the end zone for Bellamy, too high.
It's a nice location, though, for that football. But here's what I'll say. If you're committed, if you set that precedent, that standard, you make that your standards, that we're going to be committed to running the football, 9 times out of 10, if you just set that tone, Lord, just inches away. Just inches away. That was a nice location, throwing it up by the cameras there in the back of the end zone. Only his receiver's going to get it, or nobody's going to get it. We'll get back to our running discussion here in a little bit.
27-yard field goal try for Robbie Gould. Thomas Gafford, the long snapper. Pat O'Donnell, the holder. 4th field goal of the game for Robbie Gould. And the Bears stretch their lead to 20-10.
Grab your piece of Bears history. See specially marked 12-packs while supplies last. Miller Lite, the original Pilsner and official beer of your Chicago Bears. It's Miller time.
Traveling through the air with United, we get a look at the Bears quarterback stats in tonight's game. Jay Cutler, 2 offensive possessions. Second one was a good drive that led to a field goal, an 11-play drive. Jimmy Clausen with some good numbers.
I think both very efficient and very good in their decision making in terms of really avoiding any turnovers. The ball rarely has been in harm's way, if any, tonight.
Robbie Gould to kick it off. We are early 4th quarter. Bears leading 20-10 after trailing 10-3. Michael James watches it go wide. That was DeMar Altman, was back deep. And the Dolphins will start from the 20. You can send a question about the Bears to us here in the booth through Twitter using the hashtag CBNetwork. We might answer it on the air. In the remaining time in this game, Jim always has good answers for you. Here's John Timu in a big defensive play, getting acknowledgement and congratulations from Kyle Long. Dolphins from the 20-yard line. And Josh Freeman, one-time Tampa Bay Buccaneer, is in the lineup at quarterback for the Dolphins, and the handoff stopped short of the line of scrimmage. Josh Freeman at one time was a prize quarterback, a first-round pick of the Bucs. They thought they had the quarterback of the future.
It's really been shocking, his fall from grace, and really got very little playing time. Goes up to Minnesota, gets they basically play him in his first game. 2 weeks later, he doesn't touch the field again. Gets released, goes to the Giants, gets released by the Giants, and now says he believes Miami is the place to resurrect his career.
He's had some problems off the field that have really bothered him and troubled him.
He's been humbled. He's got the talent. He could do it.
A handoff inside. And the short pickup. Bears defense has done a good job. They rotated men in. That's Terry Williams, the rookie out of East Carolina. Demetrius Bronson is the running back for Miami, number 32. Cornelius Washington in on the defensive line for the Bears. In the middle, at left end. And David Carter as the nose tackle. And Freeman's throw is complete to Kobe Hamilton. There's a flag down back at the 14-yard line. Hamilton was hit hard.
Sherrod Martin, that is perfect timing to try and, again, physical style of defense. He timed it up correct on the slant route to deliver a blow.
Offside, defense, number 48, penalties decline, result of the play, 1st and 10 Miami.
At the 33-yard line, that's Kyle Westman, the rookie out of Vanderbilt, undrafted free agent. Signed this year out of Vanderbilt. The handoff. The carry for 3 yards. Mike Gillislee back in the lineup, number 23. Gillislee out of Florida, a 5th-round draft pick in 2013.
I mentioned mixing and matching. Again, I'll go to Cornelius Washington. You know, drafted to play defensive end, but now it's in a 3-4 that he's playing. He's close. He's done some good things tonight. He was good on special teams last year for Chicago.
John Timu and Jonathan Anderson, the inside linebackers for the Bears. Good job up front. Pushing the play back, forward progress up close to the 40-yard line. Jimmy Clausen and Jay Cutler sharing a couple of laughs and some smiles after some good work. I think we'll see Shane Carden.
East Carolina product. Saw him down there at the Senior Bowl, Mobile, Alabama.
3rd down at the 39. 3rd and 4. Freeman had the pass blocked.
Let's keep on working. They're just working is what they're doing.
Olsen Pierre, rookie out of Miami, with the block. Good play up front. Everybody trying to impress the coaches. 72, Olsen Pierre.
Hey, you see a veteran, David Bass. He's fighting for a job. Cornelius Washington. Those guys are laying it out there tonight. First preseason game, plenty more to go, but it's a good showing so far.
Since that first possession by the Dolphins of the game, the first team against first team, the Bears defense has done a good job. Matt Darr on the punt, A.J. Cruz on the return, took it on the run, and a nice return up to the 34-yard line, 38-yard punt, 11-yard return. Nice night in Chicago, nice night for the Bears. This is the first of 4 preseason games. The next one a week from Saturday night in Indianapolis as the Bears take on the Colts, 6:30 p.m. Central Time on the Chicago Bears Network. Bears preseason football brought to you by North Shore University Health System. When you talk Colts, you talk a playoff team, and Andrew Luck at quarterback.
He is fantastic at the quarterback position. Got some elder veterans that can still play, like Frank Gore and Andre Johnson comes over, and you look at them for to sign Todd Herremans, to help their offensive line from the Eagles. They got veterans who can play there, is what Ryan Grigson, their GM. So they're making a push for a Super Bowl, and they've got talent.
One thing the Bears will be doing next week after a couple of practices in Bourbonnais is going to Indianapolis and working out 2 days against the Colts.
And it'll be good for them. There's no doubt. Chuck Pagano's got a good group in Indianapolis, and the Bears, they need to set the standard and really create, what their standard is going to be here, like the Colts have done there.
One of the Dolphins was shaken up. They may have gotten a call from upstairs, from the new medical person upstairs, as Sammy Seamster, number 37, was taken to the side, sent to the sideline to be checked out after he took a hard hit. Bears with a 2nd and 4 at their 41-yard line. Jimmy Clausen still in at quarterback. Sonoris Perry is the running back. Perry on the carry. Flag on the play. Looks like it may be a hold against the Bears.
Holding, offense, number 55, 10-yard penalty, replay, 2nd down.
That's on the rookie center, Hronis Grasu. That's Greek derivation. Grasu. Third-round draft pick, and as we said earlier, could be the anchor of the offensive line for a long time to come. They've got the veteran Will Montgomery. That's the man in waiting right behind them. Ball back to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 14. Outside to Josh Bellamy. Brought down at the 35. Short pickup. Bears were down 10-3 in the second quarter. They've scored 17 unanswered points, 1 touchdown with a 2-point conversion. Robbie Gould has been perfect, 4 for 4 with his field goal tries, and Adam Gase calling the plays along the sideline. This is one of the long snappers, Thomas Gafford, veteran who played for the Kansas City Chiefs. Picked up as a free agent. He and Rick Lovato battling it out for the long snapper duties. Sonoris Perry turns the corner, flag on the play. Got enough for the first down, but the flag is back at the 36-yard line.
So it seemed like Jimmy Clausen did audible.
Offside.
Right,
defense. Penalties decline. Result of the play. 1st and 10 Chicago.
All right, good run by Perry.
Yeah, you saw the cover 2. He wasn't buying the baited blitz by Miami because they went to single safety, check to the run play, and threw the Miami Dolphins off sides again.
Bears have 6 running backs in camp. One of them did not play tonight. That's the number 1 guy, Matt Forte. He didn't need to play. He's in great shape. But everyone else has seen action. There's been some nice performances. Kadeem Carey looked good. And right here, Sonoris Perry getting a chance, and he's run the ball well. Ball up to the 48-yard line.
And he's surprising when we look at Perry because he's got longer strides than the other running backs. He doesn't look like he's moving, but he's covering more ground than you think. Just like, on that long run he just had, he was to the first down marker before you knew it, but it looks, because he's a glider, so to speak, as a runner. Deceiving.
There's Kadeem Carey, one of the running backs we talked about. Daniel Thomas has come in at running back here. Off the fake, Clausen rolls and throws, and the ball dropped incomplete. Intended for Cameron Meredith along the sideline. Bring up a 3rd down play.
That's a tough catch on a bootleg, but I think you can haul that in. I think you can squeeze it if you demand it of yourself. He's a young player. He's worked hard. He's done some good things tonight, and that could have been one more good opportunity right there.
3 wide receivers come to the left side. In the ball game now, Levi Norwood, rookie out of Baylor, number 14, along with Rashad Lawrence and A.J. Cruz. The tight end, Blake Gannon, to the right. Flag on the play. 2 flags. Delay of game.
False start. Offense, number 62. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
Vladimir Dukas called for the false start. 13th penalty of the game against the Bears. That's something the coaches will not be happy with.
I think it'll be addressed, but I will say this. You don't like, what do I want to say, the dumb penalties, Sam, that hurt you. Because there are a couple teams that won Super Bowls that led the league in penalties. Just when you get them, Sam.
Okay. Well, you would know. Sonoris Perry, the back, carrying across the 45 to the 46-yard line. And the punting unit will come out for the Bears. Bears playing all AFC teams in preseason this year. Dolphins tonight at Indianapolis and at Cincinnati on the 22nd and 29th, 2 Saturdays, as John Fox talks to his number 1 quarterback. And then ending up with the Browns here at Soldier Field September 3rd. O'Donnell with a high kick. Altman takes it and is buried. John Timu's there. Flag on the far side. And we'll check that out. It's like a holding call. Wide receivers. Mike Groh is the wide receivers coach. He's a holdover from the previous regime.
Well, he's done a good job. Think of how Alshon Jeffrey, they really coincide in terms of their temper and tenure, and how he's brought Alshon Jeffrey along. So he's done a nice job here. And John Fox, he's got a good mixture. Like I said, a lot of veteran coaches. Some he brought from other staffs. Some he brought from his Denver staff. You mentioned the holdovers, like linebackers coach Clinton Hurt. He's here. He's in the mix. But guys with a lot of experience who he brought in. I'm big fans of Ed Donatel. Ed Donatel, the defensive backs coach here, he was the DC of the Green Bay Packers when I played here for the Bears. I think he's an excellent coach. He's like a 36-year NFL veteran. I think Vic Fangio, he's got like 30-some years of coaching experience. These guys are not newbies. They've been around the block and they know their football.
Well, the Bears
During the kick, legal block in the back, return team. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. 1st and 10. Miami.
Brandon Marshall traded to the Jets. Means that Alshon Jeffrey will have to step up in the regular season as the #1 guy. Jets, rather, the Bears are leading 20-10. When you talk Bears football, there's only one name, and that's Lou Canellis, the sports insider, only on your home of the Bears, Fox 32, Chicago. And we've got him on our sideline. He's our man. Sweet Lou. What a great job. Ball just across the 9-yard line. Josh Freeman, the quarterback for the Dolphins. Bears gone to their 3rd unit in the defensive secondary. Anderson blitzing, got picked up. Freeman, Anderson almost got there again. And Freeman runs out of trouble and gets up to the 16-yard line, a gain of 7. Jonathan Anderson came very close.
Well, he's the one that forced that turnover. If you remember the Sam Acho, he did the same exact blitz, really threw the 8 gap right there. The running back had to come up and take him out, but need to finish. Once he avoided the running back, really needed to sack Josh Freeman, who is a big quarterback who can move.
Freeman looks right, then looks left, and throws it away. Talking about Jonathan Anderson, another one of those undrafted rookies out of TCU with a chance.
I think for him, he comes with a lot of production when you look at him. He had the 16 starts in the 51 games, 173 tackles. Pretty much every time he got on the field, he was making a play, whatever capacity he was called in. Plays with a lot of heart, a lot of energy. You can win with players like that in the National Football League.
6 defensive backs in for the Bears on 3rd and 3. Freeman stepping up and throwing and broken up by DeMontre Hurst. Hurst, one of those 6 DBs, had been in at safety and made a good play.
Well, there's Kyle Westman, who we talked about earlier, and Cornelius Washington. They're having a sack attack at the quarterback just to pressure him. Didn't get the sack, but enough to make him, Josh Freeman, feel uncomfortable, throws the inaccurate pass.
Matt Dard deep to punt, and the Bears have Levi Norwood, the rookie out of Baylor, back deep. Dard, strong leg. Norwood from the 28, room to run, got by one man, and he brought down up at the 39-yard line. 56-yard punt, 11-yard return for Levi Norwood, and the Bears leading 20-10.
Bears preseason football is sponsored by Geico, Miller Lite, and PNC.
We get a closer look at what's going on in the trenches with Rust-Oleum High Performance Protection.
Well, let's see. Look at the Bears' good pass protection right here. Jay Cutler, he steps up just a little inside on that particular throw. But I think right here, he's been patient. He's been accurate with the football. The ball was never in harm's way. Here again, Jimmy Clausen. Now he steps up. Hits the wide open Dante Rosario right there. So they've been good in pass protection with no sacks and good decisions to not turn it over the football tonight.
Shane Carden is in at quarterback and hands off to Sonoris Perry. Straight ahead, Carden is a rookie out of East Carolina. There he is, 23 years old. He's 6'2", 218. Signed as an undrafted free agent. And the Bears have given up only 1 sack in the game. Jimmy Clausen had a play breakdown, started to run for it, and was dropped for a loss.
Well, I think you've seen tonight there's going to be some elements where the quarterbacks are going to be moving outside the pocket. I mentioned spread option a couple times. They hand it off to the running back every time. They're going to run bootleg nakeds, take advantage of Jay Cutler's ability with his legs. And even this little young quarterback here, Shane Carden from East Carolina, he's a scrappy little quarterback there. Came with a lot of yardage, over 12,000 in passes, led the nation in completion percentage, Sam. Over 70%. Saw him down at the Senior Bowl competing. It's been a struggle. He's got a learning curve with his style of offense.
Sonoris Perry on that last carry. There's Jay Cutler. Jimmy Clausen did a nice job. There are the numbers. 17 for 27, 151.
Look good, look poised, look calm, had a command of the offense. But I think right there, you look at Jay Cutler, one thing we forget about is how athletic he is. I think that, again, is where Adam Gase is going to take advantage. We talk about yardage. All night we talk about running the football. Where can you get that yardage? From your quarterback. Jay Cutler should have some good rushing yardage this year, but needs to be smart about getting down so he doesn't get hurt.
And the officials stop it. The Dolphins called the timeout. We got a tweet, Jim, that asked what the biggest adjustment is to the 3-4 defense. What are your thoughts?
3-4 to 4-3. 3-4 just offers you more versatility. What do I mean by that? It's still 7 up front. Imagine 4 plus 3, 7, right? 3-4. 3 plus 4 is 7. So there's still 7 guys up front, but it's the variation of blitzes and drops and coverages you could do in terms of the linebackers. 3 down linemen, 4 linebackers. Now think of all those combinations of blitzes. Now think of safeties behind them. What if you bring up a safety and start blitzing them? So think of Troy Polamalu, that Tasmanian Devil, and Dick LeBeau, all kinds of crazy zone blitzes. They can create a lot of havoc and chaos that can confuse a quarterback.
How does it do against the run?
Pretty good. It's 3-4 is good against the run. I think why a lot of teams.
How about this run? Sonoris Perry. Can he get to the end zone? Yes! Touchdown!
54 yards, it looks like.
Exactly right. Beautiful run by Sonoris Perry as he makes his bid.
See, it doesn't look like he's pulling away from anybody, but nobody can catch him. Like I said, he's a glider because he's got long strides. Nice hole. See, that's a spread option. You use the quarterback to hold the backside and man on the line of scrimmage. That's what frees it up for Sonoris Perry on that play. Good hard run, wide open hole there. He's happy.
They love it along the Bears sideline. Sonoris Perry, the second-year man, talked about his abilities on special teams. Did a good job last year, leading tackler on special teams. And he's trying to make a statement that says, I can be a backup running back on this team. That's forte.
Absolutely. And he's, hey, if not here, somewhere. He feels he's going to have a home. And he's played well when he's gotten his opportunities.
The 33-yard extra point is good. That's the new extra point this year. As Sonoris Perry gets congratulations.
Carden freezes the end man on the line of scrimmage. Poor angle by the safety. Puts on the Jets late. Good hold by Shane Carden. It's well executed. Something that simple. If everybody does their assignments, this game is pretty easy. It becomes a numbers game.
Bears were down 10-3 in the second quarter. They have scored 24 unanswered points. They love it along the sideline. That's a happy Bears unit. Bears now lead 27-10. Sonoris Perry, he can smile with good reason.
You mentioned we left and you asked me about blitzing to stop, or 3-4 against the run. It depends. I think, again, if the Bears say on first and second down want to put, say Vic Fangio wants to go with Eddie Goldman as a 2-gapper to really clog up the opposing team's offensive lineman, he has the ability to do it. If he wants to put Jeremiah Ratliff or Will Sutton at the nose tackle position, now you can run a slanting, stunting 3-4 that can give offensive lines a lot of problem in terms of their blocking assignments. I already went over all the blitzes. There are literally 1,000 variations of blitzes, of combinations that an offense now has to prepare for because of the versatility that a 3-4 defense offers you defensively. It's the hot defense right now in the NFL. A lot of teams are converting to it.
Robbie Gould's kickoff is beyond the end line. for the touchback. Just under 4 minutes to go in the game. And the Bears with a 27-10 lead. Shea McClellan, he could be a very big part of the defense. It's interesting to see this past week at training camp, Jim, you and I were there, to see Brian Urlacher back at training camp with the Bears, welcomed back and invited back by head coach John Fox, and Shea McClellan talking about reaching out to talk to Brian Urlacher about playing inside linebacker.
Oh, and that's a great thing to do if you're Shea McClellan. You're talking one of the best in the business. I believe he's definitely going to the Hall of Fame. I think he's one of the best linebackers that's ever played in Bear history. And, you know, you look at helping this team win a championship. They have the opportunity to go to a Super Bowl, and just everything he means to this organization. I couldn't ask personally for me a better teammate than Brian Urlacher, and I'm sure the players that have played with him over the years could say anything different either.
And this man who came out of Boise State as a defensive end, then was moved to linebacker, outside linebacker, and now playing inside linebacker and calling the signals on the #1 defense.
Well, I think it just allows him to react a lot quicker on the inside. He can see when an offensive lineman is firing out at him to block, and he can utilize his natural instincts. I think that's been the biggest problem. When he was outside as a defensive end, he's got fullbacks coming to cut block him. You got H-backs coming in motion. You got power tackles, as I mentioned, or guards coming on power plays. I think it was hard for him to have the instincts there. Moving inside, I think, is condensed the thought process, and that's what Vic Fangio, I think, is counting on.
Josh Hamilton throws it away as D.D. Lattimore was blitzing from the outside. The Bears have been able to look at a lot of players on the defensive side. They have rotated the linebackers in, taking a look at David Bass, number 91. He's one of those defensive ends switching to outside linebacker in this defense.
I think he's a player. I really do. I like David Bass and what he brings to the table as a player. He's got some juice to him, and it showed that flash. And so we'll see if it continues. Because like you said, Sam, I think they're going to continue to move guys around until they find the right pieces.
Cornelius Washington is in at nose tackle. He's actually put on some weight to play that position. Flag on the play as the pass was caught at the 40-yard line by DeMar Altman. Check out the flag. Josh Freeman, the quarterback for the Dolphins.
Offside, defense, number 48. 5-yard penalty, replay, second down.
Dolphins have used 4 quarterbacks in the game. That's Kyle Westman, outside linebacker. Dolphins had the big opening drive of the game, got the opening kickoff, had a 6.5-minute drive, 85 yards, and on a 4th and 2, connected on a pass for a touchdown. And after that, the Bears have done a good job defensively throughout the game. Freeman rolling and waiting and throwing it away over the head, way over the head of Kobe Hamilton, who complains to the official that he was being held on the play.
That was a good play by Jacoby Glenn, the defensive back there, a free agent. Central Florida, he hangs with the coverage. Scramble rule drills apply right there. You got your quarterback, Josh Freeman, roll out of the pocket. Normally that's what happens. Short guy goes deep. Deep guy comes back short, and Jacoby Glenn played that perfectly by the Bears. He knew his receiver already automatically was going deep due to rules applying.
6 defensive backs in for the Bears on 3rd and 5. Pressure from the outside. Freeman throws, flag on the play, and pass was dropped by Kobe Hamilton. Coverage on the play by Comaine Black, number 39. Check out the flag.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense number 39. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down, Miami.
John Perry, our referee tonight, has had a lot of work on the microphone. 27 penalties have been accepted in this game. Wow.
It's definitely the first preseason. A lot of kinks to work out, and a couple more weeks to do it, Sam. Looking forward to it.
Freeman steps up, and the pass is caught. Nice pass and throw. Kevin Cohn on the reception. 21-yard pickup. Going out of Georgia Tech, fourth-year man. Played with the Cleveland Browns. Hurry up offense for the Dolphins. Josh Freeman leading the team down the field at the Bears 35. And that caught by the tight end, Jake Stoneburner. Bryce Callahan, rookie out of Rice. One of the defensive backs for the Bears. Fans here have had a good night on this first preseason game. Next two preseason games for the Bears on the road. A week from Saturday night in Indianapolis, 2 weeks from Saturday night in Cincinnati, back here at Soldier Field September 3rd. And the Bears open the regular season against the Green Bay Packers. Tough start to the season for the Bears. That good pass and a good catch by Hamilton. Inbounds, 19-yard gain.
That's a good point, Sam. They have a very difficult road to hoe in their first part of the schedule. You know, to start out with the teams that they have, they're all playoff teams, number one. When you look at Green Bay, who was in the championship game a year ago, lost to Seattle, then Arizona, and then your third game is out in Seattle. That is a tough schedule.
Yeah.
You know, I know John Fox is going to say, you know, this game doesn't mean anything, but this preseason win does mean something for this team. You know, it really does. You need to set that type of standard that every time you step on the field, you're going to win.
Pass intended for Hamilton, incomplete, covered by Kumain Black. And there's no doubt, because as a coach, you want the things that you've been teaching and preaching to be reinforced by some positive, and a win is something very positive.
Well, exactly. John Fox didn't say, well, it doesn't mean anything, we're just starting, and he'll never state this publicly, it matters. This win matters to the Bears of what he's trying to establish here in terms of the mindset, what we expect, the standard that needs to be set every time we step on the field. So granted, I know it's a preseason game. There's a long way to go for the Chicago Bears, but this is important. Every time you step on that field, you step on that field to win.
On second down, pass dropped. Mike Gillisley out of the backfield, the running back. Brings up third down for the Dolphins. Bears with a 27-10 lead. Three turnovers in the game, a forced fumble, and 2 interceptions. Freeman sends everybody out, steps up throwing, and it's broken up. Try to get it to Cohn. Good play by Jacoby Glenn, the rookie out of Central Florida.
Yeah, I think it is a great play. I just think it's a bad decision by a veteran quarterback and Josh Freeman. You step up, you know your guy's not open right there. Run with it. That's a dangerous throw. I mean, I love Josh Freeman. Like I said, he's got big physical skills.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the reason why he's struggling to get back in the NFL right there. He's won 10 games, thrown for 4,000 yards, but you can't be making decisions like that.
Fourth down for the Dolphins. Blitz coming. Freeman throwing behind Cohn, incomplete. He had him wide open, threw the pass behind him. Bears defense does the job.
That's just, yeah, he missed the throw. And the Bears, because the secondary players of the Bears, somebody missed their assignment there. And they're talking, and it's, I think it was hers. They were talking amongst each other. Hey, who's got the backside in terms of the seam route? And Freeman just misses him.
So with 2:10 to go in the game, Bears will try to run out the clock here and finish it off. And walk away with a preseason victory. Shane Carden, the quarterback. Sonoris Perry. Short gain on the play. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. Bears on their first preseason game with a big lead to put it away in 2 minutes. Bears with a big lead. 3 turnovers by the Bears defense. Big factors.
Yeah, you look at Sherrick McManus. He gets the big strip, recovers his own fumble, but look at all the blue jerseys around that football. There's the interception. Timu shows his athletic ability. Finally, Sam Acho. He puts the Bears in position to score.
All 3 turnovers in Miami territory, and the Bears able to put points on the board. Afterwards, 2 field goals and a touchdown with a 2-point conversion. Sonoris Perry. All the Bears running backs have done a nice job in this game.
They've all done it. It's going to tighten. It's only going to make them, for the second preseason game, it's going to add to the hype, the competition that's there. Nothing's going to be given. There's not too many jobs that are secure on this roster, and John Fox has made that perfectly clear. So those competitions will continue. I think the best thing that Coach Fox, much like we talked about earlier about the win, you're here at home, in front of your fans. You showed defense with the 3 turnovers. You didn't turn it over on offense, and had a lot of players out here competing that the hometown fans should feel pretty good about.
Perry spinning, still has it. Now he's swarmed under, short of the 15-yard line. Sonoris Perry, 10 carries, 90 yards, including the 54-yard touchdown run.
And that leads to my last point. They ran the football well, which is the priority. So don't turn it over, run the football, play good defense. Those are John Fox coach teams. That's what he wants to win with. That's the formula. It was on display. Granted, it's only a preseason game, but that's what he wants every single time they lace up the cleats to step on the field.
Under a minute to go. Bears with 166 yards rushing in the game. Rick Lovato is in at long snapper as Pat O'Donnell is set to punt it away. Altman at the 32, trying to get away. Fights his way free. Good return by Altman. Still going. Blake Annan, the tight end, able to push him out of bounds with 12 seconds remaining. 53-yard punt, 33-yard return. Jeff Rogers, special teams coordinator, won't like that one. Our Miller Lite players of the game. Robbie Gold, 4 for 4 on field goals, including a 48-yarder and the new 33-yard extra point as well. Sherrick McManus, he didn't kick the extra point, did he? They went for 2. Sherrick McManus, that forced fumble we showed you, and the recovery. Our Miller Lite players of the game. And there is an interception. Malcolm Bronson, the first-year man out of McNeese State, with the Bears' 3rd interception and 4th turnover of the game as it comes to an end, putting an exclamation point on this first preseason game and a win for the Bears.
Good point about the exclamation point. This is what they're stressing, is defense. 4th turnover of the night. Kansas City practice squad player, and he's competing again, so good play to end the game.
So the Chicago Bears, who trailed early after the Miami Dolphins had an 85-yard touchdown drive to start the game, 6.5 minutes, took a 7-0 lead, led the Bears 10-3 in the second quarter. Bears then took charge and scored 24 unanswered points. The defense leading the way with 4 turnovers, 3 of them leading to points on the board. Our next game, a week from Saturday night in Indianapolis, will be on the air at 6:30 Central Time. The Bears and the Colts. For Jim Miller and Luke Canellis, this is Sam Rosen. The Bears win their preseason opener over the Dolphins 27-10. So long, everyone.